A button is pressed.
Welcome back to the beginning of the finale of Essence 2, Dragonblood 3rd Edition. Last time, the group met a group of mercenaries that had been on the run from the Empire of the Bronze Axe to the northwest. Came in, saw that they were pretty heavily demoralized. Some of them had long-term debilitating injuries. Other just general kind of had hunkered down and were waiting to either make a way of living or get overrun if they eventually got found. And through the actions of the group, the invocation of Yakuman and the Obsidian Shield giving a good pep talk, the mercenaries agreed to either have the ones who were no longer had their heart in fighting go help the reconstruction of Clay Bottom, and the rest would go over to the unincorporated zone outside the Jade Orchid Prefecture to help them resist against the Sinus Lysaea, and also be in an area where the Bronze Axe could not retaliate against them without starting a war. After that, they went into the ruination of the impact site of the Sword of Creation, fighting off the invasion of the Fair Folk 800 years ago, and found a 300-meter high iron slug that had been used as part of the Sword of Creation's projectiles. It had multiple, neck-deep piles of rust piled under it, and the crew basically took as much rust as they could physically carry, because I'm sure everyone was sure that rust from something that killed billions of Fae is probably going to be useful for something.
It is extremely sacred and of great scientific interest, and also just looks nice.
And to add to that, I've also taken a sample of the air around the...
Yes, you bottled the air at the top of the slug. From there, the crew
From the top of the spike, there was a good view of
the sun, which shone a sunbeam directly upon the dome, which, on approach, was a celestial circle working that was more or less the "this is not a place of honor" kind of warning, auto-translating into the languages of everyone who viewed it, except saying, "Wild Zone, fuck off. In here is bad. Don't get in here." The group decided, because they approached it fairly late at night, to respectfully camp at a distance close enough for whoever was maintaining the ward to notice, but not close enough to be viewed as a threat. They were visited by the local sorceress bear, while devouring Business Maw, and had a fairly long and surprisingly cordial, for as gruff and, rough and tumble as he was, conversation. He let on that he was unable to do too much about this situation for circumstances he could not discuss, and would be real shame if somebody just kind of if he overlooked somebody going in to solve the problem for him, was basically how it boiled down to. And he made it very clear that if the group goes in to solve the problem, they're not coming out until the problem is solved, because he can't turn that dome off until the problem is solved as part of whatever is holding him back. So, we stand at the precipice of what I will be upfront about is probably going to be an entire session to 2 sessions, somewhere between that, of combat. This is going to be the first time where I'm really having a combat that is going to expect you to ration your resources. I'm going to say that alpha striking the first threat you see is probably going to go badly for you. This is going to be a bit of a long haul, and you're in here to fix the problem, and it's not going to just be one fight. So, with all that in mind, would there be any preparations in particular to be made before going into Dome?
Absolutely.
Yes.
Absolutely not.
May as well do a full circle of the crew and say what presence or absence of prep occurs.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so starting with Absolute Repose, I suppose.
Well, before dawn, Repose is already up and getting ready. For him, the battle began yesterday. He is already entirely immersed in fighting state of mind. By the time anyone else is awake, there's a reasonably large tree that has been completely debarked as he has been doing all warm-up exercises. As he finishes up before sunrise, he actually wraps the wounded portion of the tree in a sheet of cloth and thanks it for its service. Then just goes and gathers up moat, and using some of the leftover dye made from the god rust there, moat is getting a very light coat of war paint. Just a couple
Very
of
good.
stripes.
Very excellent.
Yes.
Perfect.
Yes.
And in order to be sure to dissuade Moat from immediately trying to clean it back off of himself, that when this battle is over, if I find all of this unmarred and you without a scratch, you will win a whole fish.
Moat's eyes immediately dilate all the way up to the cat activated mode.
Among the temple cats, the wet bird is considered the highest delicacy.
Oops. All
I
right.
think I know what Yang would be doing.
So next would be Bradway.
So, I am testing the whirlwind rust shield deployment shield around us, essentially flaring my banner so hard that I'm creating a giant whirlwind of rust dust around us to protect us from the Fae.
Mm-hmm. That seems to be pretty. Once you have your anima banner flared, seems to be pretty simple to keep it in a suspension around you. It won't go much out farther than about 5 or 10 feet from you, but
Yep.
that's enough to keep you personally and anybody like standing shoulder to shoulder with you.
Yeah, so close
Totally.
range. Yeah.
Yeah, close range.
Also,
Okay.
I believe at some point I was talking with Yang about making, like, imbuing some knives with some of the rust. I think that had come
yeah.
up.
So
Uh,
Yang actually is probably going to go one step ahead. You'll see.
Okay.
Ooh.
Next
I
would
like
be
that.
Crumb, actually.
Me?
Yes, for
Okay.
whatever you'd be doing. to prepare.
I would probably have made sure to have a good night's rest because it's very important before a fight. But in the course of the night, he would have actually taken some of the water he took from the site where the boat is from and mixed it with some rust and had it slowly heating over the hot rock. And in the morning, he would have applied that. He would have applied most of it to his body and as a form of war paint, and then the rest of it he would have superheated in whatever way he possibly could, possibly asking for Obsidian's help or others, and inhaled the fumes to make sure that he coated the inside of his nose and what have you with it, so that if there's any kind of fumes that get in the air in particularly dangerous sections, he would be okay to keep going.
It's deeply, deeply unpleasant when you huff it into your nose, but you're able to get the coating in place.
Yes, I understand.
One downside is if there's anything in here that's going to rely on you having to smell anything, all you smell is metal. So
I will rely on other people for that.
yeah. So next would be Doc, which I already know.
Actually, there is one thing Old Man does.
What was that?
Other than reappear.
Yeah, other than reappear and say, hey, what did I miss? No, of course he doesn't say that.
Yeah.
He doesn't care. I'm gonna go ahead and I'm going to day before. Let's do some elixir crafting.
All right.
Huh. You can craft.
Yeah. Old Man's got a specialization in crafting, even on top of everything else.
Yes.
Old man has to
He's an
craft the
alchemist.
potion.
What?
Yeah,
Old-
he's an
old man-
alchemist.
Old man's been doing
Old man's
chemistry this whole time.
sorcery is based on chemistry.
What the
Let's
fuck?
go and
Since
go
when?
ahead and give myself an extra
This whole
success to
time?
give that. Yeah, the whole time. Six successes to get a nice, powerful elixir.
I can definitely picture this interaction also occurring in character. Wait, what is he doing?
Wait,
Gathering
is that a-
ingredients.
Is that
He's
a
an alchemist.
Wait, that's what I do. What? Wait, since when is anybody able to do that?
Aren't you
Sifu's always
Is
been
that
able
an
to do that.
Olympic? Have you been holding out on me?
Is it a
No,
mortar
of course it's not an
pestle? What the
Olympic. Are you? Don't you describe yourself as a scientist,
Yeah,
a
I mean,
chemist?
yes.
I am neither of those things.
What the fuck are you then?
I create elixirs.
So you either defy or refuse categorization.
If you so choose to consider it as such, sure. The most defying categorization possible answer.
The old man way. Anyway,
Never mind, I got preparations to do. Keep going.
Sana, what would Yang be doing?
So remember when I tried to kill Sybil?
Yeah, yes.
Go on.
Yes.
There were a few prototype like grenades, and some of the shapes of the canisters were just like they wouldn't have given enough shrapnel, right? The load would have been incorrect.
Yeah,
I'm
yeah.
gonna make rust smoke grenades.
All right, that would be a craft roll.
Craft medicine, or what do you want?
Let me look at your sheet just to double check and see what you actually have. Craft chemistry.
So
you have craft probably.
Yeah, it'll be int plus craft chemistry, which is A2.
so. Oh, you okay?
Cat sounds.
That is.
Oh, that is a cat. Okay.
Cat honking.
For a brief moment, my cat was in my lap, and I was about to look down, like, wait, hold on. You're not moving, though.
Congratulations, your cat's a ventriloquist.
Powerful honk.
She was sneezing.
It sounded like sneezing or a hairball, so.
It was a sneeze hairball. God bless her.
Oh, God. Oh, poor thing. Give her a pat
So,
on the head.
7d10. 4.
All right. You're able to actually get them in a position where they're not going to go off prematurely. You can throw them, and they're going to have a timer where they're going to reliably be more or less at a distance from you once you pull the pin and throw it. Like, you've got grenades. Like, you've got a chemical grenade that is not going to blow up in your hand. That's not a
Yeah. The idea is that it's a slow release that will get into the atmosphere and either counteract whatever phase stuff to make the environment itself weaker.
Yes, that
That
would be.
said, I'm not an idiot. And okay, we have to talk about how Yakuman functions.
Yep.
As he is right now. You know that shroud I have that I can use to turn to a bush? When I do the chant, that like tricks it into turning into what I think a superhero looks like, and it has like a mask with the green dragon symbol on it.
Mhm.
I have made a physical version of this mask, and I'm going to pack some rust around the edges to I'm going to seal it so I'm basically making I guess a gas mask, but
Yeah,
stupid.
you're making a breathing filter for Faye bullshit.
Yes.
I may also conveniently use this to turn into Yakuman later. Who knows? Narrative interests.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna pass out a grenade to each team member, but give more to Milan.
You've got one.
You had the idea of giving it more to somebody and giving more of them to.
Actually, how many did I make?
You have one for each person. That's it.
Okay.
Repose will decline his, so feel free to assign that to anyone else.
Okay, 2 to Milan then.
I am the thing thrower.
You are the thing thrower. Does old man want his?
No.
You have 3.
All right.
I'll take mine.
So,
yes,
yeah.
you will.
3 to Milan, 1 to Angler, 1 to Yang, 1 to Obsidian.
Sure.
Mhm.
All right, and Obsidian preparations.
Nothing special.
All right.
Except for the very notable. I guess really it would have been. Oh, my brain broke real bad. Spanner.
It's all right.
Spanner that would have caught it. But just in the night in between, Obsidian is outside the tent, just practicing those sword forms again.
Doing drills.
That would have probably actually been Repose. Angler was asleep for most of the night.
Yep.
Repose was up for the majority of it, hitting a tree.
All right, so with all preparations made, the instructions for going into the dome were quite simple. The dome has no interest in keeping things from going in the creation environment inside the wild bubble. If you go inside, that's your own damn fault. All you have to do is walk in. So, it's a simple enough thing to approach the dome.
It is easy to get into the fridge.
Yes. And, I'm on the GM layer. That's why I couldn't grab the damn thing. walk up to the dome and just move the token into the dome, narratively speaking.
It's a fog door.
Putting a
Touch
hand
fog
against-
wall.
Hang on. Connecting. We're connecting. Hang on.
Hmm?
I'm making a joke.
Oh, sorry. So you touch the wall, and it is a solid wall at first, but when you give a push, the words get out of the way of your body. Like the entire script that is making up this dome just gets out of your way. Like, I mean, if you're sure. So, taking a few steps forward, the first person who goes inside ripples silver wall behind them and vanishes as one by one each person enters the wild.
I would be the last one in, and as I'm about to go in, I would take off my outer robe and a couple extra little trinkets from home and leave them stacked neatly outside before entering.
All right.
Repose has left some miscellaneous non-combat items stashed in the branches of the tree that he practiced on.
Oh god.
Milan riding atop a rust-coated stalwart daughter is in the center of the group, providing a bubble.
Inside, it takes several seconds for your brain to process what's going on. Perspective in here doesn't seem to quite work right. Staring off into the distance, it appears that you are in the branches of some gigantic twisted tree. The leaves in the distance fade to look like the paint strokes on a canvas. And yet the leaves close to you are so incredibly detailed that your eyes are focused on each one, refusing to filter out the rest of them. Just they're all forcing you to notice them. As the detail just becomes less and less important as farther away you go. You look up and down, and aside from the sensation of gravity, there's no real indication which way is the sky and which way is the ground. All directions are branches, all directions are leaves, just tied up into each other in giant knots, like an endless forest canopy with no end in sight.
The wood dimension.
To be
Yeah.
frank, I was expecting it to be a little bit less accommodating.
Yeah, I was gonna ask, can I make a survival check of some sort?
Yes, roll me both intelligence survival and intelligence medicine, please.
May I make a perception check? Just to look
Yes.
around.
Yes.
We just get 10. out of
Can I use with survival to try and just go off of my gut feeling?
Yes. And, okay, I was gonna ask.
and survival is, I think, 4, so yeah.
Wait, I only have a 1 in survival? Why did I think I had a higher survival?
I don't
You have
see
people
shit.
for that. Angler is literally too busy trying to, you get a good look at a branch about 3 feet from your face, and then your eyes are paralyzed trying to understand,
Hey,
why can I see every inch of this branch in perfect focus all at once?
sometimes you just need 6 die.
Gosh, okay. Okay, so in the meantime,
Alright, so part of this initial wave of thinking about and parsing things, Repose will actually close his eyes a moment, catch his breath, steady himself, make himself the center of his own world, and I'm gonna offer up rolling into Cult to think about what Repose even knows about traversing wild zones. Here's a 5.
I
all
was
right.
also going to offer to make that roll as well.
You may
But
feel
we're
free
given
to
a
make
vague sense
but-
of how intense this place is and how long it has been here.
All right, so I will go down. Yeah, and if Milan wants to make the roll to know as well, feel free.
And my focus is more of what do I know about the effects of a Fey incursion.
all right, this is going to be a whole lot of rolls being answered. So, in rough order, Yang's in survival roll, and actually, okay, Obsidian got a slight bit more than you, so it'll be from Obsidian's point of view. Yang knows all of this except for one thing I'll mention.
Mhm.
Obsidian can trust by the way this place is that there is some level of influence by creation in here. It is creation as seen through a strange mirror, but this is a tree. This is very visibly, identifiably some form of gigantic tree. Whether or not it has a trunk, whether or not it has roots, whether or not there's a sky above it, that's all up in the air. But you can trust this place to run on the rules of I am a tree. You can trust this place to have branches that will go towards some destination and will work with each other and do something. Yang gets all of that as well. Obsidian also has a general hunch. Almost inexplicable, it's more from the way that the air feels. You feel high up. Like, specifically that you are up in the canopy, and there is more below you than there is above you.
So I just need a confirmation on something because I might not have picked this up in the initial description. We walked through the dome and we were like on flat ground, and then as we entered the dome, we were
Yes.
in a tree all of a sudden.
You are immediately on the middle of a branch, and as you turn around, it is just more branch behind you. There is no sign of a dome anymore.
Okay. We teleported in some weird way,
You
for lack of a
are-
better term.
Yeah, you are solidly in a pocket dimension.
We have
There
crossed
is
the
no
barrier.
walls. Yang, your medicine roll. You've been around enough dead bodies in both the assassin sense and also the studying medicine sense and also the cutting people up as part of your education as a child because they thought that was a good idea sense.
So, you know.
The branches here don't look like a branch of a tree. They look like nerves. They look like the bundles and strings that are inside muscles are in the head.
Hey, Angler.
Yes.
This is call the tree a bitch.
What?
Just call the tree a bitch. I just want to see what happens.
You do it.
No, I want it to slap me.
You think it's gonna? Then why do I want to get slapped?
Because then I don't get hurt. I can write it down.
Can't write down in. You
Seems
know what?
like
Never mind.
about the right prompt for like a firm like slap of the stick against the
Against the
branch
back
under
of-
us as Repose finishes having a think about Wild.
Right, so to remind me, your question in particular is traversing the wild.
Yeah, what I know about traversing Wild zones. I have a like,
Narrative.
looking for
It
yeah,
is-
I'm looking for a general sense of how deep this should probably be.
Obsidian chimes in
This is-
with Yang. Yeah, call him a bitch.
This is not a tree in the sense that this is a physical tree that is going to have a reasonable amount of branches and trunk and roots. This is a tree concept. This is a tree narrative. This is you are standing in the branches and there is nowhere to go from up. Therefore, narratively speaking, the only way to go is down. The trick is going to be finding the safe way down and the way down that either the wild wants you to go or one it doesn't want you to go, because either option could lead to its own form of danger.
We're in a
But
place where distance has lost definition.
this is
Movement
not
is
a
not a traversal of space, it is an expression of purpose.
you have to have a goal in mind to get anywhere in here, or you're going to be wandering these branches forever.
Where do you think the bad is then? Like, where is a tree think?
Meanwhile, Milan is trying to think of, okay, I'm in the wild. What happens to people in the wild when they're not protected? Well, a couple of things happened, and this is one of the things from the heptagram that was actually very good education that was drilled into your head repeatedly. The wild is dangerous. The wild is addictive. The wild will change you. The longer you stay in the wild, psychologically, it will compel you. The nature of reality with its kind of limiters off will become in its own sense a sensation you want to revisit. The longer you and the hearth stay here, the more likely it is you're going to have some part of you that doesn't want to leave. So you're going to want to find a way to get through here as quickly as possible to minimize that. And also because, just for lack of a better in or out of world term, radiation, you will mutate in here. Your shapes will forget how to be shapes, and you might walk out looking different or thinking different, or like you sometimes your body just forgets it doesn't have wings. Sometimes joints don't remember they go one way and not two ways. The longer you spend exposed to intense sources of wild, the less the shapes of your body, without reinforcement of creation, will be able to hold its own shape. Right now, you would guess from the descriptions that you heard in the heptagram, and the sheer weirdness of this place, this is roughly equivalent to what would be called the Middlemarch. So you've got some time. Well, time also flows very differently in the wild. It is entirely subjective, and the passing of time in here and outside have only a loose association with each other.
That was going to be one of my first thoughts is, okay, does time still work?
Time works
Sorta.
until time forgets it does. The thing is, again, narratively is the
Cause
important.
and effect exist. Cause still precedes effect.
Yes.
There is
this
no
is still
measure of the distance between events.
the narrative and important and symbolic significance of anything is far more important than anything in creation normally working.
The most apt and concise metaphor for how the wild behaves is that this is a dream.
Yes.
We're in a place that imagines it is a tree.
It is an actually common opinion of many sorcerers and scholars that when the human soul dreams, it goes into the wild in some sense. It is also one of the root theories of why the Raksha, the Fae, are so obsessed with human dreams and emotions, is because they are the closest thing to them. It is the one part of the shape reality they can look at and go, oh my god, it's home. I found something that's like me. And so they take it.
Okay. I think I can work with this.
So if this believes itself a tree, then to our back are the extremities of the leaves, and forward, down the branches, to the heart.
Mm-hmm.
And I believe that we must move with the intent and belief of haste. That the sooner we leave and the faster we go, the sooner we will reach our destination.
You're the one on the horse. Lead on.
I would like to roll one of my specialties.
Go right ahead.
Ride, show us the meaning of haste.
All right, go right for it.
I just want to tell Darren right now that upon being prompted that you'll mutate in here, I immediately opened up the Lunar's book.
We go full
Oh yeah,
speed.
no, that is a reminder. Oh my good lord, I didn't actually see why you were laughing.
Zoom. Whoosh.
Oh, right. That was the other thing I don't think has been mentioned. Hey, so Doc, the thing that we found out this thing is doing to people and why it had to be contained is it ages people rapidly.
People age to death in seconds.
Or at least
Yeah.
that's what it was doing as of when it looked like a disease afflicting a town.
Yeah. So the
I'm
base
sure I'll be
thought
fine.
is, well, dragons live a very long time. Dragon people live a very long time, so we'll be fine. Then the immediate thought of, what about old man?
What about old man?
What about
Sure, I'll
old
be
man?
fine.
No one knows how old he is, and thus time can't affect this weird time can't affect him because the Fae doesn't know how old he's supposed to be.
And I think
Listen.
I will put forward as part of my wild think, given
Mhm.
how little this resembles, this doesn't seem to have retained much of what it was. It's entirely possible that our assailant has felt comfortable removing their previous disguise. They may be composing a new form.
Mm-hmm.
Plague brought this place into existence, but that may not be what's waiting for us inside. Anyway,
Goodness,
keep
dude.
up with the horse. Start running after the horse.
It is an almost inexplicable sensation as the horse bolts forward. The rest of you are immediately struck with the briefest of thoughts of, I can't keep up with that. And then another part of you that goes, wait, yes, I can. What says that I can't?
At no point would that thought have ever crossed old
Right,
man's head
old
as he
man.
enter-
You
as
can
he
old
summons
man-
up the whirlwind. Come on now.
Old man can ignore most of what I'm saying about what
Old
people
man
are
will
thinking.
just take longer steps.
Old man, yeah, just makes the Jetta longer and just larger stride. Slowly just becomes the fucking long man from Hunter x Hunter.
It is less that you feel the sensation of going at incredible speed and crossing great distance, and more that you don't feel like you're moving for very long. It's the sort of road hypnosis effect where you're on a long road trip and you look at the clock and 3 hours have passed and it felt like 5 minutes. As you go through the branches, generally trusting the ones dipping downward and growing thicker, trying to find some sort of centralized point, or at least in lieu of that, somewhere that it is trying to go. And that's when the first vision happens.
Oh boy.
As you are crossing a particularly thick snarl of branches, there is a shiver underneath your feet as the branches actually quake. And one of the branches behind you sends what appears to be like an earthquake through a branch, through the node you're standing on, and across several of the other branches, leaving it. And as you watch the shivering cascade through more and more nodes, going out and going further. And then things get a little strange, as if they hadn't been already. Brief, hallucinatory almost images hover in the air, visible to everyone, but hovering primarily in front of each of you. Angler sees brief moments of training in the military. Milan sees brief moments of learning etiquette at the seat of his grandmother. Repose sees one of the moments where he was actually able to knock Pestiltail Azar to the ground in martial arts training. Obsidian sees the success of getting together the crew and beginning to set out for sail for the first time. Yang sees a brief image of a young Yang standing in front of his relatives in the swamp, yearning to have been there all along. And then Old Man has something appear in front of him. A small boy, with a top knot that has turned into a long braid about down to his waist, maybe about 8 years old at the top, climbing a hillside. And all of the other visions, as if they had suddenly lost interest in themselves, flicker away as this vision reinforces. As this child climbs up the mountain to the side of where a bonfire is sitting, and there is a man sitting by the fire, standing atop Geta, with a copper-sheened skin, who appears to be about 30 years old and in incredible health, meditating.
And incredibly handsome.
Yes.
Like 3 feet, like a whole lot of extremely, amazingly well kept. Also, like
Copper hair.
orangey copper hair, yeah.
Young man.
Yeah, he's going to. It doesn't take much to interrupt his meditation, and upon it being interrupted in the middle of it, looks over and sees the young boy pop in, climbing up to the top of that hill.
The boy stands with his chest puffed out, projecting a bravery that intuitively somehow you know he barely has, just watching, as emotions are being translated with the images almost as readily as the visual information. He says, "You are the man of the mountain, and I have come to demand your teaching."
You've come to demand my teaching. Do I have anything that I can teach you?
The child pauses. Well, the bravado almost immediately begins to deflate. Well, my family said that you were the sort of sage that lived on the mountain and could survive off of dews and in the morning sun, and well, that seems like a useful thing for me to know.
And all of that is true. But is it something you want to know?
Well, I don't really have much of a choice. The harvest this year has been. I need to learn how to do this, and I need to learn how to do this for myself, and so my family will take me back so they can survive off. Like it is an 8-year-old child who is immediately run into, oh no, I have no idea what I'm doing.
He walks over, having broken his meditative prayer stance, and leans really, really down next to the boy. There. It's all right. What's your name, son?
Oak.
Tall and unbending? Rigid and strong?
He
You're currently
brings,
none of these things. You realize that.
He brings himself back up to that puff chest bravado again, trying to stand up to that statement.
Well, young man, Oak. My name is Li Tongmian. Copper-visaged Li, as some have called me. I'm not just the old man of the mountain. Well, the man of the mountain. Sorry, I misspoke there. And I have a lot I can teach you.
And I would like to learn. And the vision vanishes.
So we all saw.
You all
and
saw
heard
that.
happen.
You all saw that entire exchange and heard that exchange, yes.
All
Hey, I
right.
just got back. What did I miss? I'm joking.
All right, so part of the weirdness of how Repose moves through this space is actually that, like, a very faint tinge of the ghostly heritage that's in him is being allowed to bubble up while we're here in the wild. If you're looking at Repose and you blink, he will abruptly be much closer or further away than you thought he was. Just spooky, stuttering movements. So after that name gets dropped of the child, Repose is suddenly much closer to Yang and whispering over his shoulder, "Which sort of tree does this most resemble?"
Oak.
It's an oak tree, I think. Oh.
Yeah.
Sorry, I was writing my journal. Yeah, that seems like a pretty bad fucking. What should we do about this?
We press on.
What do you mean we press? Oh, right, time limit. Yes, we press on.
So how, if at all, does Old Man actually react to that vision being present?
Not as much as you might expect. Just kind of like a small scowl, but not being furious or anything.
So for me, somehow less than nothing. Because that is what I have come to expect from Old Man.
Yeah. He looks not upset, but more irritated. That's all.
This would actually surprise Obsidian.
All right, so
Yeah,
have we begun to engage any part of this wiggly zone map that you have in front of us here?
This is the first combat map, but you are beginning to get into close to it, yes. So you will be coming in. Where's the pointer? Here, from this direction. The red lines are divisions between range bands, and the blue squiggles are one range band higher. The gray is one range band lower. There is verticality in this area.
Interesting.
Say that again. Sorry.
There is verticality in this area. The
So
blue,
yeah, the blue is going up, red is going
blue is
down.
one
Blue
range
is
band
high,
higher.
Gray,
Gray
down.
is lower. Red
Okay.
is move a range band.
Gotcha.
Old Man taking point? Old Man
Yeah.
getting assertive?
Yeah, you may place your tokens down.
So there's to be a drop down over here.
Yes, it is the bottom branch.
Well, I'm used to this. I'm just gonna backflip down, I guess.
All right.
Loon, how do you get it so that your stats always stay when you make the token?
That's not
Has the
your
token been
decision.
assigned to the character?
The token needs to be assigned with the stats.
Yeah, that is part of setting it up.
Like, yeah, put the numbers on it for the bars and then have Darren staple it to your
Yeah.
character again,
Mhm.
I guess.
Ah, okay.
Darren, before I forget, I actually switched around which charms I picked up. I did not grab Ox Body, I grabbed another dodge charm.
Okay. So as you approach the center of this cluster of branches, there's another quake, this time coming from in front of you, up the spiral to your right. And there's a sudden heaving shudder as the quake passes through you, the entire tree's branches shake at once. As though there's a sudden moment of, oh. And then Yang and Old Man can feel a burning heat starting to build right next to them, right here.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna step back reflexively.
I won't.
All right.
Obsidian? Is there anything directly above where we are?
Winding up.
Directly up? No. They're just more, like, not in combat range that matters.
Okay, Angler jumps straight up.
Okay, so as this is beginning to build, there is a voice from afar. Pardon me. Just going through and setting all of this up. A voice from afar across the branches. This is going to be a bit of a narrative introduction segment before the combat rules start. A figure appears, and I do mean appears, as in just kind of in one moment they're not there, and the next they're just have shown up. It's a figure clad in black armor from the waist up, with a jousting lance and a shield. And from the waist down, it looks like a black iron skeleton of a horse from the neck down, like a centaur. A voice, high and imperious, rings out from her. Halt! Intruders from creation! You step upon lands that are not your own. You know not what the forces with which you meddle. Turn back now!
I would look
That
to
seems-
Obsidian. Or not. I would look to Obsidian.
I would
I would
look
look
at
to Brother
myself.
Repose.
I mean, we do know what we're doing, right?
Propose has already begun the pre-fight prayers.
I yell out, "Get off my lawn!"
Alright. Old man, make me a perception awareness roll. Yes, I know.
I mean, awareness? Better than you might think.
Yeah.
Let me just double check to make sure that I don't have outdated information. Nope, I don't. Okay. That'll be 2 successes, actually.
Unfortunately, not enough for you to notice, but everybody else can notice the figure behind you beginning to loom up almost silently. A figure on a pillar of water that is supporting an unshaped mask, blank, that as it looks at you begins to contort into a demonic face. And as that starts to distract all of your attentions, there is a burst of flame from the center spot as a figure emerges from within the tree as in a gout of flame. An immense 8-foot-tall figure that reminds Angler of the gods he saw in Prasad. Just the imperiousness, the immensity, the presumptive nature of it. Like, the striding thing that is looking at insects in its dominion and is very unhappy with them. And with that, we roll join battle.
Do I have any penalties?
No, you just don't know that there is something about to get you from behind.
Fair enough.
During battle, what is...
Are we fighting the Aoife tree?
No.
I have seen the end of my 1,000-year life, and it is not now.
I think I get a 9 because I have fast reflexes.
Hey, yeah, you got any Phoenix Downs in that box?
Nope.
Damn.
+1. 7.
All right, so I've got the basic dice pool ready here, but I've also prepared so the beginnings of this. All right, so we have 2 entities that are on the field here.
3 actually.
3. Okay, I didn't scroll over far enough to see. All right, there's the knight over there.
Mhm.
All right, after
Finally, my
Repose
joint
has finished his pre-fight prayers and given a war sigh, his head abruptly snaps up and is looking with the dead, burning eyes at these 3. I am afraid only the greatest evil of this place has an appointment with my fist. The rest of you will need to form a line. Please. And like one hand is ready with the staff and the other actually takes out a little bundle of strips of paper. Take a number.
What is the
Alright,
2 stats
that's
together?
A 1 die on your join battle.
What are the 2 stats together for joint battle?
Wits
Awareness
awareness.
is the base.
What's awareness?
I have a joint battle specialty.
That's right. Okay, that makes sense why my roll is a 6 then. Alright. I just want to make sure that was being taken into account.
We
And
still double
all-
tens on, that's correct.
All ones
Yes.
on join battle rolls by Doomoids get added to my pile. So
Okay, that is one of the ones.
Oh
I'll
boy.
wait the final
Go through the
report.
rest of them.
Sorry, Yang and I ate all the tens for the group.
I forget. How do you bring out the initiative again?
I put the turn order up, and
Oh,
I have
there
to
it
add your turn. I have to add your turns, so I will do
All
that
right,
now.
there's another.
Remember that we can put our own numbers in.
Yeah, but I have to give you the turns first.
Yes.
Oh my god. Why is that not taking? 4? Enter. There we go. Thank you.
It might have been resetting every time someone else was added in, newbie.
Yes.
I think that's what it was. Yes.
All right, waiting on the last
Yep.
one more.
No, we're
Yeah,
not
yeah,
yet.
one
7. Yeah, 7.
So 9. I'll take that.
All right, so let's sort by descending. Angler first, then Repose, then Mystery Spice Man, Old Man, Knight, Water Figure, Obsidian, Milan, and Yang. I don't think you actually put your number in yet.
Yeah, I did. That's 7.
Try again. It's actually 10, bud.
It is? Okay.
It's
Yeah.
7 plus whatever your base.
Your base is 3, so
Oh,
it's 10.
alright, it's 10. So 7 plus 3.
Yes. So now it is Angler, Yang, Repose, Largeman.
Okay, so I got a description of the largeman. Can I get another description, please, of the other 2? Where's
The
the stat?
figure on the right, far away, is well, first of all, the water figure is just currently a pillar of water supporting a mask, like a jet of water coming out of the backside of the mask, that is beginning to contort the mask into an angry shape. The figure on the right, far away on another branch, is what appears to be some sort of black iron centaur, with the skeleton part for a horse.
Okay. Does the water thing look corporeal?
It's a jet of water on a mask, so yes.
Sure, we're in Chaos Zone, that's fine. Since I said I jumped straight up, I'm going to use Swift Talon Strike and come crashing down, much like a falcon would, directly onto this wonderful water beast over here. But On the way, right about a half a second before I get there, I'm going to hit off a tree branch to the side and come zooming in from almost like a vertical angle to sweep its legs out from under it.
All right. Roll with a 1 die stunt. However, as you do so, the figure snaps its gaze from Old Man up to you and suddenly shapeshifts the jet of water into your silhouette.
Oh, wonderful.
Okay, now
Mime
you may roll
fight.
your,
Mime fight.
you may roll your pool.
Okay.
That's right, it's clowns.
I'm going to use 3 motes to boost my attack thing. I'm using martial arts, the excellency.
Correct. Wild as
Alright.
clowns. Clown dimension. We're here.
You've
Right
all
on.
asked for clowns, and here they are. Are you happy? Holy crap.
Finally, clowns.
So that would be
Alright,
10
so
successes. I'm guessing that hits.
it boosts its evasion, but you still hit. That is 3 threshold successes.
Okay, good. All right, so that's 3 threshold successes. I need to make sure I have the right numbers for this. What is its soak? Because I'm doing a withering attack.
Its soak is 1 moment, please. Soak is 10.
Gross. Okay, that is, hold on 1 moment. I need to re-roll that 1 because as I'm using Swift Talon Strike, the damage roll, I re-roll 1s and 2s until
Yep.
they are no longer 1s and 2s. Okay. That's about as low as I possibly could have done.
It tried.
So that is 3 initiative damage to it.
Alright. It is struck solidly in the chest as you soar down and kick it. It staggers backwards as the mask begins to reflexively twist from the demonic-looking shape into your face.
Okay.
Yang.
Hi.
Okay.
Is the Angler clone still out, or did it retract?
The Angler clone is there in close combat with Angler right now.
I am wondering if I should throw a grenade at it or not. Would that scramble it? I wonder.
It's worth trying. You haven't tried it yet. There's no testing on this yet.
I'm gonna like,
For somebody to hit this thing.
yeah, I'm gonna get my hand crossbow out and be like, you know what? No, I'm gonna take out my fucking grenade and then just kind of plop it
Alright.
here, I guess.
Yep, okay. Roll me dexterity throw.
That's just dexterity.
Living dangerously.
What?
Yang has 10
Living
decks. He can just
extremely
do
well.
anything.
Right, okay.
The Omni Fighter.
Oh, yeah.
7.
So I guess I pull the pin, just be like, just casually, gracefully toss it exactly where I thought it should be.
Yeah, no, it literally lands directly between Angler and the figure, which looks down and then looks over at Yang like, what the fuck? And then
And I'm
poof,
flipping him off while that happens.
there's a sudden poof of rust, and the thing screams like nothing you have ever heard scream before in your life.
Angler, you have to tell me the results later. That looks hilarious.
It does not take initiative damage, but something is happening. Alright, repose.
I better call you 1001 Miracles.
All right, Repose wasn't joking about his statement here. The highest up of the strips of paper just has the number 1 on it in multiple different scripts. And so he just calmly strides by the fire beast, tosses the strip into the air, and then with a quick stab of the stick, plants it into him. At the moment of impact, there is a tiny burst of sunfire that solders it onto his flesh.
Oh!
I'm going
2 dice
to...
cut.
Yeah, I'm going to Rotten Leaflet Rested and just wither this guy to start with.
Alright.
So... And I will not Excellence so that I can do just a little bit of moat recovering. So that's a net gain of 1 for just using this charm.
You are going against a parry of 6.
Yes.
What is...
Yes.
All right. Dice bot on the player side tonight,
Hi,
I guess.
12 successes. Hi.
All right.
Invincible.
It's threshold successes. The figure has been standing tall and boastful looking and just very unconcerned right until the soldering starts to happen. At which point its eyes widen and it is like literally flexes its chest to try to harden itself and create a scab of obsidian over the impact site.
Hey. Hey.
No scabs.
That's my thing.
All right.
All right, so,
you are
my-
getting
tab.
So
17.
to help with the combat learning here as well, just to make sure. Yeah, so my base raw damage is 13.
Yes.
So threshold of
Your threshold is of 6. However, it is currently soak 17.
all right, so that would drop it down to 2, which means instead it's going to be my overwhelm of 4 on the rec staff plus half of my occult rounded up because this is a Doomoid.
A Doomoid, yes.
And I will get 1 automatic success on the withering damage roll.
You know, there was a period of time where I thought I understood what a Doomoid was in the context of how Loon uses it in this environment. And every time...
It is anything the sun hates, and the sun hates these.
The sun hates these things most of all.
The sun hates a lot of things I'm
Yes,
learning.
it's his job.
Yes.
But the sun doesn't hate you.
Yeah.
All right, so just 2 damage.
Where's the extra success coming from?
It's just what Rotten Leaf Arrested does.
Oh, right, okay.
And it is knocked prone because I have dealt any damage.
All right.
So that will be +3 initiative for me.
Wait, isn't it if you crash, it's prone?
If it crashes, it also can't act next turn.
Right, that's it. Okay.
The baseline is you deal damage and knock prone. So he's just rattled and rustled by this. The
So
stamp
he's-
has been applied. Wait your turn. Sit down.
Oh,
You
I
give him the
forgot.
number.
I forgot something. Is Fire Doomoid within close range of me?
Yes. Well, no, not close range.
Not
you
close
are at short range. You are not
Okay.
engaged in melee yet.
Okay, so I don't get to roll Ammo Flux.
No. So, this figure, smoke and fire begin to boil out from its nostrils and mouth as its mustache somehow grows even longer and sharper in irritation as it hauls itself back up and just screams. Not even words, actually. It is not able to make a witty retort. It has realized that it is under a considerable amount of threat, and it is responding accordingly. So let me look at his options.
Well, one of its options is it has to try to stand back
This-
up while
this-
under melee attack.
This is a flurry of stand up and then something, so yes.
Standing up is an action it has to roll if it is in danger.
Yep. I believe that makes it work. From how standing up in, I believe that's just against a flat value.
Yeah, I guess I should just have Fight 3.0 open as well while we're doing...
Yeah, I've been bouncing back and forth on that.
Basic actions, range and movement. Yeah, rise for prone, difficulty 2 dex dodge roll, if you are under
Yeah,
threat.
it makes it.
Yeah, so there you go. It's back up.
At which point, it reaches out with one enormous hand to try to grip Brapsu Repose by the skull. As fire begins to leap off of it in great gouts. Yes! And now this is the roll for the gambit. Also yes. It literally just reaches out and grabs Repose and lifts him 3 feet off the ground by the top of the skull as your skin is beginning to immediately burn.
This
And
was a grab.
this was a grapple, yes.
Wait, if it's a grab, doesn't Repose get a chance to fight the grab? Like, resist it?
Isn't it? You have to
Or
do
is
the
this a
gambit.
modified grab? The gambit, and then immediately the control roll takes place.
Yeah, I have not rolled the control roll.
Oh,
I forgot.
okay. Okay.
No, I did that backwards. I thought it was control. I thought it
Alright,
was control.
All right, so
then,
it's
yeah.
you. So doing any gambit is you swing a decisive attack,
Yes, which was the second roll.
and then if you hit with that decisive attack, you roll your initiative to see if it does the thing.
Okay. Okay, then ignore the first roll entirely. That was not the correct roll.
On success, grabber and grab to make an opposed strength plus brawl roll.
Yes. All right, so it does not actually. Okay, that is. Hold on. So decisive attack, decisive damage. Okay, it will be actually be able to use a ability. What is your parry? Can it actually even get to that?
My defense right now. Pop back over to the old bone character sheet. Is 6.
I'm just looking at any of the other options he has that he might be able to use to pull this off, but I don't. Wait, no. Can you use excellencies to improve decisive attacks? Because if that's the case, then the first roll would have been correct. Okay, the first roll would have worked. It would have just been overkill. Then the initiative goes off, and it succeeds on the first grapple. Now it is the contested roll.
Alright, I will offer up for this roll going down that since it has decided to grab Repose by the head, that has left all of Repose's limbs open, so he's just going to
Yes.
jab it in the wrist with the stick a couple of times, just punctuating, wait your turn.
All right, 1 die stunt on your resistance roll.
This is why I just swing a sword.
Alright, and I will pump the old Brawling Excellency into this as being much more important. And include that stunts die. There's my wrestle.
Exactly average. 7 out of 14.
It wins. It gets 3 turns of control on you.
Despite much crunching, it has established a grip. Repose
And
is
the
just
grip is
dangling there,
continuing to tighten.
furious.
Meanwhile, over in the corner, the knight figure raises its lance and calls out, "Ash upon the wind! Mortality denied its rightful vector! I call you forth to serve in defense of this realm!" As ashes begin to fall down from the branches above you and coalesce and swirl and into a giant churning tornado of figures.
When did we fucking walk into Final Fantasy Tactics?
Yes. Sudden genre shifts are on brand for Wild
This is
Excursion.
the wild. Welcome to it.
We are in some
Angler
sort of
just has
fucked
that
up
moment
wizard
of-
child's dream.
Yeah. And
now-
just like the moment of, that's a stupid name.
Big.
A battle group of shades in
Betty.
tattered cloth made of ash has appeared in front of the knight. That is the knight's entire action.
All right, my turn.
Yes.
All right, I guess I'm gonna flurry for once.
Mm-hmm.
So my plan here is I'm going to flurry in a sorcery actually, to do a and then an attack together.
Okay.
Yes. So specifically, what I'm doing is I'm going to be using actually a sorceress charm.
Mm-hmm.
Give me a second. Not actually a sorcery because I don't need to do that. Wood dragon claws. Pages wood dragon claws on. This is important. Bookmarks. Apologies for this.
It's alright.
Well, basically because old man sees the the whole thing. I witness the lifting of my body, sort of, not quite my buddy. That's not the thing that actually happens. I'm going to use living thorn
Old man has
transformation.
acknowledged
There it is.
camaraderie.
I'm sorry, I was just saying words to call for time. I'm going to use living. Okay, this is actually a reflexive charm. Does that mean I have to flurry it still?
No. Reflexive can be done.
Yeah,
just
reflexive
as
things are
free
not
action.
actions. They just happen.
Right. So, living thorn transformation. I'm going to apply the chopping quality to my wood dragon claws, as they just become extremely sharp along one end and kind of thicken out a little bit. An old man does a perfect, like, full lift of one of his legs up, and is going to do like a big old, it's like heel drop upon the fire limb that's holding Brother Absolute Repose in a chopping attack.
Alright.
Mm-hmm.
That is, I'll go with that one dice ninth on that.
All right. Well,
Old man has a
So-
flash kick.
how chopping attacks work is that they require me to give up one of my defense, I think.
Yeah, I think it is 1 to both of your defenses in exchange for armor penetration of some. I think like minus
it
4.
increases the withering damage by 3.
Yes. Okay.
Yeah, most
what it
fancy attacks cost a defense. Some of them cost initiative as well.
Yes. In this case, it is going to be costing defense because it wouldn't make sense to put in initiative to get more initiative.
Yes.
All right. Well, this is the first time Old Man has done a regular melee attack, I think, in the entire set. Like, the entire...
Aside from the
Yeah.
test one on the skeleton, yes, this is the
Yes.
first one.
All right. So my withering attack accuracy total is 12. That's pretty good.
Decent.
That's not bad.
I thought you hit the moose.
No, this conversation has come up
7.
before. There was a
8.
shockwave against. All right,
8
that
successes.
is 2 threshold successes.
All right.
You are dealing with a soak of 13.
Soak of 13. Well, it's a good... so 3's threshold is 11 plus 3 is 14. So first off, that's good. And then an additional 3 because it's chopping versus 13. So that's 4 initiative damage, I believe.
Remember that if it is grappling someone,
A
Hold up.
second.
if it's grappling
Oh,
someone,
right.
its defense is reduced by 2.
Ah, yes. So it's 2
Grabbed
more.
and grabby are both at -2 defense.
So yes,
Okay.
you get 2 more.
So 5 threshold successes.
Yes, 5 threshold successes onto your damaging roll of your weapon.
And the soak was 13, you said?
Yes.
So I roll 7 dice.
Yes.
All right, 4. Like I said, I in fact did do 4 initiative damage.
You just called that shot.
Exactly.
Nice.
Yes.
All right,
So,
it is
gain
still
5.
on its feet, and under ordinary circumstances, this would release the grapple. However, fire begins to burn outwards at any attempt to actually just force the grip to release.
Mhm.
The hand is solidifying into just magma and obsidian as it is refusing to let go, as raw essence is just gripping tighter and tighter.
I apologize for this, but okay.
Hmm?
I forgot about the stun.
Hmm? Yeah, okay,
That's all.
yeah. All right.
Proposed
Strange
dangling
one.
there, looking morosely nostalgic about being grabbed by a burning hand and dangled in front of all of his friends.
Strange
Aw.
water creature turn.
Before I forget, I needed to mention a couple things. Angler is prone because of the move he just did. And
Okay.
I wanted to double check. We do not combine martial arts moves with brawl charm excellency stuff, correct?
No, we do not.
Okay, good, because the brawl charm, along with giving the successes or extra rolls, also means that you reroll 6s on the damage roll. So I will not be applying that roll 6 damage roll if I use a martial arts move.
Okay.
But yes, I am prone.
Well, you can use your relevant excellency when you're making martial arts swings.
Yes, but the
There
excellency.
is no. This is my one concession to the original gap, because they didn't want martial arts charms to be able to have access to excellencies.
All right, in that case, though. All right, well, I won't worry about it. There's 2
It's
damage
what's done is
6s that
done.
I should have rerolled in the past.
That is what's done is done.
Yeah.
Alright, so strange water creature is now more or less a complete replica. In like the water has become textured to match the outside of Angler's appearance, and the mask is more or less a theater mask exaggeration of Angler's face. And it responds by, let me look at your character sheet.
Oh boy.
Oh, it does actually cost 1 point of initiative to do the chopping attack.
Alright,
So I got
yes.
3 net out of it.
Okay.
I picked the worst person to attack.
Yeah, you put yourself on the ground in front of the thing that can mimic your martial art that likes things being on the ground.
True. However, I actually don't take penalties being on the ground.
Yes, you don't, but... actually, do you actually have any of the moves that get bonuses on the prones?
Let's find out.
At least not yet.
Yeah, I'm
Unfortunately, our best-
double checking.
Unfortunately, our best combatant decided to attack the guy that clones whoever's attacking him.
Didn't
making
know
it
it
so
would do
he's
that.
Forming our best
Welcome
combatant
to the
against
fight
him.
I said I would be rooting! I told you all!
Can't believe Darren would do this to us.
It was more of a, you guys got the big one. I'll go take care of the small one. Mistakes have been made.
This strange water being, which has nothing to do with martial arts at all, I'm sure.
It's more fun
Alright.
to play.
I class Phyrexian Metamorph targeting Angler spanning all seas.
Yeah, no, I think it's just looking at its, best options. I think it's just a withering attack to get it out of crash risk. So?
As it's trying, so it's mimicking me, right? So it's using my
Yes.
moves. Okay. Oh man. I'm going to boost my dodge.
Step
Good.
in a moment.
We'll be spending, yeah, 4 motes for this.
Okay. So that is, your dodge is now at 7?
7.
Alright. As you boost your dodge, as you realize what's about to happen, you see your own form perfectly execute what would be a throat stomp onto your prone form. And you realize the intense surreality of fighting an opponent that knows exactly how you fight, but it knows exactly how you fight, so it'll know exactly how you respond. And there is a brief, almost stretched out into infinity moment of Yomi within the wild's non-temporal space, as both of you are just going, I know you know, I know you, I know you know, I know, but... And
Missed.
you barely get out of the way in time.
Oh, you're gonna get some.
No, you thought I would roll left? Well, so did I.
Obsidian Shield. Alright.
So just so I get the lay of the land here, real quick. Oh, those are Beneath's life bars underneath. Okay, yes.
Yes, yes,
So we have Fire Boil here,
yes.
Water Guy, and then
Angler 2. The
Angler-
cooler angler over here.
Yeah, hold up. Can we? That's official now. Please, please add the name to the pog.
Well, it does have an actual name, but for right now,
No, that's
Yeah,
Cooler
Cooler
Angler.
Angler.
And then this is Death Knight.
The only reason why he's cooler is because his temperature is lower.
Yeah, that's what you want to
Yeah,
say. Make
that's
it
what
feel
we're saying.
better.
It's been a bit since combat, but it's time for that age-old Obsidian opening move.
Taunting.
You know it, you love it. It's time for Moth to the Flame. So Obsidian's going to point at the Skeletor.
Mm-hmm.
Did I actually call it Moth to the Flame? I think it's called Moth to the Candle. Okay, no, I call it Moth to the Candle. He's going to point at the Skeletor and say, "Oh, I had a line and it just got like I thought I'm like, oh, it's a good line. I should say it on my turn, and then it's fucking gone."
And now it's gone. Rip to the line.
Hold on.
Bradway, check your PMs, please.
Okay.
Yes.
He's going to point at the Skeletor and say, "You're calling us trespassers, but you're the ones that don't belong
Yeah.
in our realm in any way."
Yeah. Okay. Just one
And-
dice cut or
Yeah.
number.
So yeah, this is going to be Moth to the Candle combined with Unbearable Taunt, as is the modifier on it. I'm trying to remember what the roll for this is. Does not tell me what. God. Okay, I'll have to make a note eventually in my.
I don't actually. I think we've come up with this before. Moth to the Flame, and Unbearable Taunt is you don't roll. It just works.
No,
No, one of them rolls.
yes. I apologize for slowing this down.
This is like I said. This is going to be like probably a total of several hours of combat. It's fine.
Because usually the picture, one of these is so good it actually kind of labeling, just having the short like this is what you roll.
Yes.
Wait, performance universe? No, it's not performance. It's presence. I do that so many times.
Yep.
They are two very similar skills with similar names.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, roll to inspire. That is a presence plus whatever you fit as like or charisma presence is the roll.
Yeah, again, Moth to the Candle doesn't have a roll. It is just a modifier onto Unbearable Taunt.
Taunt is a roll,
Yeah. Roll to inspire anger.
which is presence charisma for you.
Okay.
For fight me. And this is targeting the Death Knight knockoff, you're saying?
Yes, the Skeletor. I will refuse any other name for it.
Bone Horse.
Okay. This is my big, I am probably spending entirely too many motes, and I will figure out how many it is after this.
You regen 5 a turn.
Yeah, but still. This is with 2 automatic successes on it.
All right, you actually beat its resolve, and it looks quite pissed.
Yep. It can deny Moth to the Candle, but it has to spend a willpower.
It's not. It has its target now.
And that's my turn, because that is a...
I just thought of a really stupid idea.
Actually, we discussed this previously, but it is a simple action. It actually... Oh, Moth to the Candle... Okay. Unbearable Taunt is simple instant.
Yes.
Moth to the Candle is simple one scene. So I think that means that's my whole turn.
Okay, that's... technically speaking, you can't do both at once, then.
But
You would spend one action setting up the buff and then another action.
Another action firing it.
then I flurry.
You could flurry that, right?
You cannot flurry charms. This is an explicit rule.
Oh, okay.
However, by doing Unbearable Taunt, you have set up that it must attack you or suffer penalties. That is already set in.
Yeah, we'll move forward from here.
Yeah.
And just note
Moth
that for
to the
later.
Candle is just you no longer have an option.
Okay, yeah, I just won't be spending Moth to the Candle this time. Man, that's really annoying that requires 2 fucking turns to set up.
No, because of the modifier, actually, I thought it was reflexive. But I guess I never...
I will double
It
check.
should be reflexive, honestly, because that's not that much of a difference. I will allow them both to stack. This is just me, because this is your signature move, I will let you do that.
Unbearable taunt is simple instant.
Just modify Moth of the Candle to be reflexive.
Okay.
Or actually, probably be simpler if Unbearable Taunt is reflexive, because Moth of the Candle is stronger.
No. It does give me more options to do stuff if Unbearable Taunt is reflexive instead.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, now it is Milan's turn.
I have to tally up how much I just spent.
Well said.
That's my brother. Hi,
No, my
brother.
brother crashed the chat before. This is not a new occurrence.
Highly
Yep,
effective
okay.
ding.
All right. Someone's
Meanwhile,
going to be getting a text message later. Okay, so I'm just going to do the thing was going to do without fluff. Standing slightly closer to Angry Man so that he is within my barrier.
Adam, you are standing in close range now.
In close range, but he is not my focus. Because this used to be a road, damn it, and no one had the approval to establish a waterway. I'm looking at you, Mr. Water Guy. You're not supposed to be here.
As you say that, your armor begins to glow! You have activated the trigger condition for your armor. When you are acting in defensive infrastructure, your targeted, God, what did I write down for the mechanical benefit? I just remembered the actual trigger condition. When you're acting in defensive infrastructure, when you are both standing upon it, you ignore 2 defense.
Oh, time to Withering Attack.
Road warrior.
I didn't know if that
Horrible book.
did not know if that would ever come up organically, and I'm so happy it did.
Sorry,
Terrible
Ah!
book, Gary's Balloon.
Road Warrior killed me.
Yeah, no, I heard that. I'm just not dignifying it.
Whoa!
Get off my street corner.
All right, that is it is pumping its defenses like Angler can, but that is nowhere near enough. That is 3 threshold successes. Its soak is 10. And actually, it is no, that is 4 threshold successes because Angler attacked it once, so it has a -1 onslaught penalty.
Cool. Okay, what does that get me with my withering damage?
+4 dice.
+4 dice. Excellent.
I also forgot to make that name visible.
Wait, what's the soap?
10. So you need to subtract 10 from that.
Oh, subtract 10? Okay.
And do you have anything that boosts towards the damage because you used an excellency?
The excellency lets me ignore light cover.
Okay,
What-
gotcha.
Ooh! Okay, only 1 withering damage.
Use a willpower.
Yeah, you're right. I should probably willpower that.
The willpower crashes it as it is. This creature has no idea what the hell a road or an aquifer or an infrastructure is. But somehow your armor imposes that concept into its mind, and it feels a brief moment of shame before a chakram slices clean through the mask, briefly bisecting it before it tries to scramble it back together into one piece. It is crashed. You gain 2 initiative plus 5 initiative. You are at initiative 10.
Oh!
It did not even have time to try to shapeshift into you to match you.
Fuck!
Wish it had.
All right, so
Your defenses are weaker than
round?
mine.
Or do we start a new round? Here?
This thing spawned in this turn, so it could not act. Its action this turn was I exist.
All right, so
Oh,
refresh
reset.
the order. Yep.
Angler, your turn first.
Okay, I have a
Angler,
couple
who is
questions.
sprawled on the ground in front of his enemy, just where he wants to be.
Much. When this thing got hit by the smoke grenade, I was right next to it. What happened?
So it is beginning to boil, is what is happening.
Okay.
Actual
and-
mechanical impact of what is happening has not kicked in just yet.
Okay, well, I'm gonna do something here anyway. Let's see here. So it is crashed, and it has a -2 to its defenses right now, correct?
Yes.
Great. Angler flips over so that he was down on all fours with his hands and knees down. He flips over on his back, and as he does so, he kicks off the ground and begins to scuttle almost on his hands, and then slams his feet directly into the thing's face using centipede form to crack it as hard as he possibly can in the face.
Why not, Zoidberg?
Alright, one night stunt.
Ha. This is going to be a decisive attack. Sure I have the right numbers. Yeah. And whoa, I didn't even roll right the last time. And I'll be using 3 dice to boost this things up a little bit more. So that'd be 10 dice total. Okay. 7 successes.
Yeah, that hits.
Okay. Threshold doesn't matter because I'm doing decisive damage.
Yes.
Okay. It takes 8 damage.
It takes an additional.
No,
I'll drop
it
a
is.
one
It is not a.
this guy takes 1 flux.
He takes 1 flux die of. Is that withering or is that?
It is withering. He is
All right,
not
he's still
insignificant.
barely on his feet.
I forgot to roll that at the start of the turn.
Wait, hold on. I need to re-roll those 6s because I did not use any boosting attacks on the hit itself. So I'll be rolling 2 more. So that's actually 9 damage.
All right. Because it is mimicking you, it does not have very many decisive defense options, so it has to rely on its own, which I need to go back and look at its original non-shapeshifter sheet to see.
Shit.
I have a really stupid
I'm
idea.
going to let you know in advance. This is probably not. It's probably not surviving this, but I need to double check.
May as well be sure, just in case it hasn't moved.
I will be deducting my. So that means I'm up to 9 and then down to 0. So I had to use one of my personal to do it. Okay.
Yeah, no. You shatter the mask completely, and the water collapses. It is dead.
Okay. And in the process, I flip up to the feet and begin to look around.
Whoa.
Reset to base.
I'm gonna need you to fill this out in triplicate to establish why you have constructed a well right here.
The water begins to slough off of the branches, and the mask shards fall into the abyss below. Meanwhile, it is not Repose's turn.
Oh, is this an additional effect beyond the norm?
No. There is an ambusher who has a charm that lets it, if there is a charm concealment before the fight, you don't get to look. I'm just hidden. Because I can do that.
It's fucked up.
Alright, what is happening now?
So let me just get the actual music to play.
Uh-oh.
Come on.
Ah, we're back into spooky.
No, it's not actually letting me use that video,
Oops.
so hang on.
Stand by.
That's why it didn't work. Here we go.
Ah, piss. How do I
As
keep
Angler-
calling these things?
As Angler stands up and begins to look around, he suddenly gets the intense, deep sensation that, oh no, something has gone horribly wrong. As he looks up and realizes something has gone, in fact, horribly wrong, as he is staring down the bow of an archer above him.
Bad.
You hate to see it. Well, I like Angler. He was fun.
An elf! We found one!
An actual elf!
One standard elf.
Where Elf?
Alright, and let me just pull back the sheet.
Oh, there's Elf. Should probably zoom out a little bit.
Okay, yeah, up left. There it'd be. Elf.
Okay. This is a decisive attack that has benefited from an aim. So I'm announcing that first if you want to buff your defenses.
You should.
Yeah. Okay. I will. I will be parrying this one. My defenses are back to max because at the beginning of my turn came up. So
Yes.
yeah.
But damn, I should have. I was also thinking of making you my guard.
No, I lied. I'm gonna try to dodge this.
Oh no, I'm behind you though.
All right. What is the defense stat that you are using?
7. Dodge of 7.
All right. It uses a charm that makes that count as defense 6.
Bird.
I mean, go fuck yourself.
And completely misses.
It's even with the aim bonus.
That's
Nice shot, nerd.
That is 3 more dice.
Yes. Look, if this thing's gonna hit me, it's gonna hit me. I'm all right with that.
The shot goes wide, and it looks very unhappy about that.
It all happens to the best of us.
I need to pull up a dodge charm, but I will say what that does in a couple seconds. Continue with whatever.
It immediately is just kind of left out in the open with its ass out in the air, just kind of going, oh. So now it is Repose's turn.
All right, so Repose is still dangling there in the grip. Some corner of his mind is appreciating that no, actually training to do this became very relevant. Thank you, Monty. It is kind of unnerving how limp he has managed to go to avoid being frivolously damaged by being tangled. It is unnerving how easily he can imitate a hanged man. But still, he's kind of glaring and grimacing at this thing. Sir, once I have found your master, torn its blighted heart from its body, and purified this land, you will be next in line to die. You have
Death is a
any
concept for
capacity.
creation.
And so Repose is allowed one arm to move around and gesture as he do while this berating is occurring. And, oh hey, it's just kind of swiped really close to the arm that has to be directly over his head because it's still grabbing him. It just gives a little bit of a poke. And man, it sure sucks that sure sucks for the Fae that they stopped watching that vision of one of Repose's few childhood victories before he found out what had actually happened that day. Gonna paralyzing combustion imbuement this guy. I'm making a decisive swing.
All right, go right ahead.
When vitals are involved, it takes none pressure to get the work done.
It is boosting its parry up to 8.
It still has overwhelm penalties on it, correct?
Yes, it still has 1, 2, 3. I think Anima Flux causes overwhelm, so yes, it is at parry 4 now with that boost.
And also it's taking penalty for grappling as well.
Yeah, so 2, actually.
And I only suffer a -1 accuracy for being in the grab. Can't take any movement actions while in here, but sure get to do the thing.
People are going to grapple. I'm going to learn how to grapple.
Yeah, so I won't throw any excellency into the swing. And get it just fine. So just in all of his usual, gesturing, he just briefly pokes it in the wrist. And it is only much too late that it notices the glow rising from the point of contact and a horrible crackling of energy running up where it imagines its nerves would be.
Oh dear.
As I have just put some sunlight into its body. So paralyzing combustion imbuement. 5 motes, 1 willpower. It enhances a decisive attack. That also means I've net spent no mana this turn. Good stuff.
Yes.
So far. So... well, how much hardness does it have?
It has a hardness of 7.
Alright, so not enough to prevent me from throwing 12 dice of bashing into its face. So let's just go ahead and vent that. 5 bashing damage. And alright, now the fact that I have dealt any damage to it, it now suffers a -1 wound penalty, in addition to whatever it gets from the damage. If that takes its wound penalty above its stamina, it cannot disengage from me for so long as paralyzing combustion is set.
That has not been triggered, but I will keep that in mind.
And as a creature of darkness, it will suffer my essence dice of aggravated damage each turn, ignoring hardness for so long as it is under this effect. So, 2 dice of ag will happen when its turn comes around.
All right. It has begun to cook from the inside.
And now, as I have landed a decisive hit on a creature of darkness, I will reflexively enter Gold Janissary form, spending 8 peripheral motes. Yes, so 13 peripheral left, 8 there. Anima is nice and firm and crackling. As Repose is now, it's no longer dangling. He is hanging there, but has become completely firm and tensed, but still balanced while gripped from his head. He is just focused in on this guy, just looking at him as
The arm holding you has begun to tremble in rigidity as the paralysis and the burning is beginning to spread up the arm.
And that also means I now reset to 4 as my base initiative instead of 3. Okay, that's all mechanics that I need to activate right now.
Hey Darren, could you put up Wizard Eyes so we can listen to the music without hearing ourselves twice over?
Wizard Eyes are up.
It is?
That's how it works.
That's have been.
I do not see it. Weird.
The screen share is live. It has been live.
There, stand still.
That's interesting.
End screen share and re-screen share.
hang
It
on.
might be being goofy. Up again for those.
I do not see
So
it.
for
Don't
me-
worry about it.
Do you have an update thing for Discord?
Not that I know of, but yes, I do.
There we go. Stand by, the problem will be corrected.
Technical difficulties.
It's Vanif's turn.
Yeah,
And Old
I
Man's
had-
turn.
also-
And Yang's
Oh.
turn.
Can I go first?
Triangle attack?
Hang on.
Triangle attack.
You are all actually on the same initiative, so you can coordinate.
You can sync
Triangle
up.
attack.
The 3 ranged people are 2 spaces away in a triangular formation from the enemy. It's
All right.
time.
So that should also mean that this is now at 0 stored control on the grapple.
It actually continued to. It has a charm where it can burn motes rather than lose control of grapple,
All right.
and it's using that quite liberally.
Yeah, so
That's
it's spent
still-
2 more of whatever that is to
Yes.
maintain the grip.
I'm not going to be doing a whole lot. I'm going to dead sprint up past Vanif. I'm going to use Grasping Rope Vine to go up to here. I can do that, right?
I believe so. Let me double check the text.
It says like 30 feet, but I don't know how real.
They forgot to express things in range bands.
Oh, they didn't express any range bands in that one. I will allow this to work because this is something I want to work.
Yeah. Are you going to make me roll Dexterity Archery?
Yeah, just to see if it goes completely wrong or completely great.
Length flows strangely in wood zone.
Oops, I fucked up.
Oh,
Well, there's one.
The thing I love about
I
Sun's
fucked up again.
dumbass
Oh, my
move
fucking numpad lock is off. That's why.
is that everybody wants Sun's dumbass moves to work.
3.
Yeah, you're able to zip line right up onto the top of the platform, at which point you suddenly see a very strange, anomaly.
What's that?
Everything in this entire battlefield, from this perspective, is short range from you. This sniper has a short range shot on everyone, and now so do you.
Oh, fuck you.
I can't do anything else this turn, right?
Bands range weirdly here.
No, but you've also stood right next to this guy, and now it is very unlikely he's going to get back into stealth again.
Obsidian yells up to you. He's not trained in melee fight.
I know, I'm gonna kick the. Don't worry.
Yang, you're also not trained in melee fight.
I know, it's. Yeah.
But is Yang not trained in melee fight? As Obsidian's advice.
Yaku Man is though.
Feet,
Yang,
shoulder length
remember when you
apart.
throw a punch, don't tuck your thumb inside your fist when you do it.
You're not my dad.
I sometimes wish I was.
Repose
right.
will cut through this dad battle with the only thing that matters here is murderous intent. Slay it.
Got plenty of that, Dad.
Old man in Milan.
All right.
Uh,
I'm gonna just do another one.
we
I'm just
have a
gonna
good
fucking get him
dynamic.
again.
Also, there's a bit of a side eye to the magma ape after that of, hey, what does that say about you, huh? Look at you, can't even crush one skull.
So, when the time that the first kick down, lands, and I put my, land perfectly on that other one, using the force that I just pushed back into that, old man then kind of like tumbles over, sort of, like kicks off of the first one, and then just does another similar one, doing a perfect backflip and like in place, doing another slice down in the exact same way.
All right, go ahead and roll.
Sorry, I just saw in chat 1,000 Miracles, Yang's, My Five Dads. Also, yes, watch out. The old man's been holding down back for the last minute.
Yep, absolutely. My flash kick is incredible.
It is
piss.
going-
But also he's like hyper overwhelmed at this point, right?
Yes.
So
Part of the overwhelm has lapsed at this point because of the way the rolling. I don't exactly remember when overwhelm wears off.
Start of their turn.
Start of their turn.
I believe so.
Okay.
I will double check that.
yeah, so there's a second
Because-
charging attack.
He did boost his defenses again, and that may be the difference between this hitting and not.
I will spend a willpower regardless.
I believe even if that... Yeah, okay, then it does hit. If you spend the willpower, it will hit.
Yeah, that is going to happen.
Yeah.
All right, sorry, just double checking on something.
Mhm.
Okay, so I'm going to assume no net successes though.
No,
Exact-
no
exact
thresholds.
scenes.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, so 12 minus 13 plus 3. I do have a minimum of 3 is the thing though.
Okay.
I have an overwhelm of 3, minimum 3.
Yeah, you're rolling minimum 3 is what is going on here.
All right, 2 successes.
And crashed. And this leaves a question. If he has capability of ignoring lost control, can he maintain a grapple while in crash?
I suppose.
The baseline is being crashed ends the grapple prematurely.
Okay, I did not know if there was a roll for that. He drops you to the ground at his feet as he staggers backwards, finally, as the chop is able to snap his elbow out of paralysis but force the grip to slip.
So, how much do we get out of like? It's also initiative plus
You
5.
gain 2 initiative plus 5.
Okay, so I'm at 16 initiative.
Time
hey,
for
that
old man
battle
to
group,
kill
you're
someone.
about to get completely fucked up.
Old's gonna give it to you.
Old man is at high initiative. Everyone steer clear.
Everybody step back. I'm gonna do a move.
The wizard
Alright,
has
hold
meter.
on.
So, how many range bands is it from where I'm standing to Elf?
To Elf, that is 2 range bands.
2 range bands. Okay.
Yeah, because it is over and up from our perspective.
If I can move over and up in the exact same movement, can I get there in one?
What would be the movement that you're using is the thing.
My banner's active, so I can reflexively move one range band vertically or horizontally without needing to roll. Never mind, that's not and.
Well,
I'm in
hold on,
one.
hang on.
right.
You can reflexively move a ranged band on top
That
of
is
your
separate
move.
from your regular move action.
Yeah.
Yeah, so
Can
that does mean you have
can
two
move
moves.
two
No.
ranged bands.
The air aspect can use her reflexive move action to leap an entire ranged band.
Ah.
Yeah.
Here's a different question, Bradway. You're on your horse, right?
Yes.
Ooh, better
How
idea.
far can she move?
Also, just the regular amount.
Yeah.
Dang.
Mounting
Being
up
able
lets you
to double
use
tap ranged bands is very hard.
mounting up lets you use ride instead of athletics for all movement related stuff, and most mounts have a positive equipment modifier on movement actions because they're quick.
Then again, because perspective and range is weird here, and I let Yang get away with the grapple, if you want to get up on that platform, please do.
Stunt it.
Yeah,
Tell us
so-
how.
Yeah, tell us how you do so. It's the wild.
So what's going on is, as Yang is Spider-Manning up there, Milan just sort of hops off his horse, but the wild is weird, so I kind of just zoop in the efforts of hopping off my horse. As I sort of just, as he's going forward Spider-Manning, I'm just kind of feet first in the pose of hopping off a horse, just right next to him.
You're just gonna Yoshi boost up there.
Yep.
Alright, so that puts him in your anima banner at the end of the turn.
Yes, but that was my move action.
Yep.
I never thought about what my actual action was.
Punch him in the junk.
You can see it.
So if you attack, that is a flurry.
Yeah, if I attack, that is a.
Why would it be if that was the one move
Oh,
action?
Darren, could you move the turn marker forward there? Angler is still
Turn.
highlighted as current actor
Turn.
in
Oh,
the initiative
Nope,
thing.
I read the wrong thing. Never mind, continue.
right, yeah. Nope, my mistake.
Actually, no, let me bring up the list.
That
of
is not a
actual-
flurry. Ignore me.
Yeah.
I'm reading the wrong rule
Actual-
section. Sorry, I'm looking at the actual book itself instead of Loon's awesome cutout, so I'm going to go back to that.
I really need to get that. So what I'm gonna do is, when I get up there, I'm gonna take an aim action on this elf.
Alright.
As both Yang and I sort of land at the exact same moment on opposite ends of this elf, going, "Hey there."
Oh no. Meanwhile, the crowd of wraiths next to the Death Knight question mark begin to how to describe this. They begin to flutter through the air in a cyclical motion, like they're stirring the air around them. And then you realize as the world around them is beginning to shift a little bit, they're not just doing that, they're stirring everything. Starting to draw things in. There is a pool beginning to happen. Meanwhile, the Death Knight, having received the challenge from Obsidian Shield,
Don't fight us.
kicks off of the platform with the horse and literally rides through the air, the hooves beating upon brief clouds that emit right through the air as the hoof falls to bring her directly to Obsidian Shield faster than what seems possible in a lance charge.
Oh shit.
This keeps happening.
You
It's
invited the horseman to do the thing again.
it's fine. It's fine. It's fine. It's fine. It's fine. Hold up. Quickly
Alright.
switching over to the melee tree.
You may boost your defenses.
Is it decisive or not decisive?
This is withering incoming.
Okay. And that uses hardness, correct?
Yes. No, that uses soak.
It uses soak.
But first it needs to get past either your parry or your dodge.
Yeah. I'm just double checking a couple of charms because I like. Okay. Yes. All right. I will decide to use that once we know if I fail to parry or not. Hey, guess what? Probably gonna fail to parry because I have not once successfully parried. All right. I'm spending 4 motes to increase my parry by 2.
Okay, so your parry is now 7.
6.
Let me take a look.
6.
Yeah, 6. Okay.
Man, how do you get better parry?
Higher melee and higher dexterity.
Is it really Dex?
Yes.
Yes.
Isn't
You get
dodge
a bonus
also
because
Dex?
you're using a weapon.
Wait, hold on. Isn't dodge also Dex?
Yes.
Yes. This is something we talked about at the first session where I will let you take Dex 1. I'm warning you, a lot of combat wants Dex.
Dex is extremely
mean-
important.
I'll work on it eventually because that feels like something that's fine. I don't hate doing that for the
As mentioned,
dominance build.
It's
But
very easy to hit, but hits like a truck is the trade-off that you made.
yeah.
You know,
Why do both defensive things use Dex? That just feels dumb.
because White Wolf is what it ultimately goes back to, is they've never gotten away from dexterity being the best attribute.
All right. Well, anyway.
Oh.
Yeah, my parry is now 4.
Okay, well, 6, since you boosted
6.
it.
Yes.
Whoops.
Oh no!
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. No, you parry!
A parry! Yay!
You did.
I did.
You've seen this move before. You know exactly what's about to happen. You know how to react.
All right,
The horse.
reflexively.
Yeah, now do one of the things you can do when you block.
You have the move that you've been waiting to use this entire game. Oh, dang it. I don't remember. Bradway, did you give me the token for Stalwart Daughter?
Yes, I did.
Oh,
It's
I
fine.
need to go digging for that now, because I forgot about that entirely.
That's all right. I think I still have it. I can just send it over to you.
It
Sorry.
should be in the DM.
This has
isn't
never
it?
happened, so I have to like go through all my fucking jars.
Okay, yeah, no, I found it. I will go.
I won? I'm not supposed to win.
What? Huh?
Just
Okay,
a moment,
unfortunate-
stupefied as wait, it's my turn?
They'd stop something?
Fuck, that's right. I can't do anything.
Why not?
A majority of my things are on clashes. The only thing that allows me to do something on a parry is when I am parrying an attack against my ward.
Right, okay.
I actually have no reactions to when I parry.
So what
do
you
now?
could do,
The defensive build I am quickly learning is like they don't actually let you do as many fun things as you think.
unless you clash, and I'm willing to let you, now that you know that's what a lot of your options are, you can engage in a clash.
Wait, I can just declare a clash?
Yes.
Okay, I guess I just did not understand how clashing works. Alright.
The
Clashing
normal way
by
it works is
default-
you have to be acting on the same
Wait a minute.
initiative as your opponent.
Wait, hold up. Do I have this? I might actually be able to do this. Hold up. Is this it? Is this it? This is it! It's happening! Okay. So spending one mote and 1 initiative.
Right, you have
This-
Spark.
The
Yeah, you
spear
do.
comes in and Obsidian puts his sword, like the flat side of the blade, in the way to just block the spear. And as the spear connects with his sword, a blinding light comes out from where the contact is made as blinding spark distraction. Successfully blocking or winning a clash from close range blinds the attacker until the end of their next turn, unless they succeed on a stamina resistance roll against a difficulty determined by your essence and successes. And I now have to reference the book to find out what
The success
I need
is
to
that
roll.
the attacker missed by.
Oh, okay.
Yes,
So
Yes,
1.
this is something the horse has to roll.
This
As
is the horse
difficulty
rolling.
3.
Yeah,
Yep.
it's difficulty 3.
And that would be in the neighborhood of a pool like this. Not blind, but very much disoriented.
Damn. You hate to see it.
I will actually rule the horses. Well, no, wait, it's not actually a horse centaur, right? No, but like they are very much reeling back, like what?
You disoriented something that exists in the disoriented zone.
Yeah, you have. This is something that doesn't usually follow the rules of that works this way, and you forced it to.
He's beginning to believe.
Obsidian got to do a move.
So now it is your turn proper.
All right. Do I have I don't think I have like a melee withering attack.
By default, you do, unless you mean like special.
Like
things
a
for it.
special, like a charm for it. I don't. I just have swing
You
sword.
have your
good.
act-
Yeah, just excellence. You have
yeah.
swing sword good.
Do I attack against an enemy or block one with this charm? Lower the cost cumulatively. Okay.
Horse has been deployed.
Yes. So I guess this would be strength plus melee.
Yeah. No. For withering, this would be.
It's Dex plus melee plus your accuracy.
It
On
should
your-
be on your sheet.
Oh, right. I forgot it was
Right.
on the
Your
sheet.
withering is 8 right now, and your
Okay.
excellency can boost that up to.
11 right now because if I'm remembering the excellency right, add bonus dice to melee attacks for one. Okay, so I can actually bring it up to
Total of
14 because I successfully parried. So that
Yes.
means it reduces the cost by 1.
Yes.
All right, so I'm gonna spend that biggie in one fluid motion from blocking it, just bring the sword right back around.
So yeah, using that charm out to hold boy. Yeah, you hit. That is 4 threshold successes.
So that's gonna be 4 on top of the.
The withering damage listed, yes.
All right.
Which that is that is 17 minus a soak of 1 moment. 10. So 7 withering. Furry pool.
So you roll 7 dice now.
Yeah, you roll
Yes.
7 dice.
5. Nice.
That is a hell of a
Withering
hit.
doubles 10, so that's 6.
That is almost enough to crash it
What?
from its very good join
No,
battle.
no, that's 5 with the double 10, right?
Yeah, that's 5 on the double 10.
Yeah.
Okay.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah. So, you gain 5 initiative as you just swing the blunt side of your sword just right in the spine where the horse's neck would be if it was a horse, and right where the pelvis would be if this was a person. And there is just a horrible crunch of bone and metal as it bends at a joint, like a bent pipe. And it is very clearly unhappy with this situation.
Obsidian just takes a deep breath as the cracks are forming and just the flame jets are pulsing out of the cracks in his skin.
Meanwhile, Striding Meteor. Oh, well, technically, that's his name out loud. I'll put that out. That's
Well,
A name is known. We have power over it.
hey, Yang. But yes. It is extremely mad, but first thing that happens is it has to check how much aggravated it's taking today.
Yes. Yes.
Yes!
That arm is
Alright.
just bursting at the seams. Little
The arm is
plumes of
actually
light,
literally
little
falling
solar
apart.
prominences erupting from it.
The ring and pinky finger of its hand have fallen off as it is beginning to spread to the hand and up the forearm.
Oh wait, I just came back. Did I fuck something up?
You know, what I'm saying is I accidentally said the names of one of these things out loud, and there was a joke made that, we have a name, we have power over it, except, hey, Yang, remember what your
Okay.
crossbow?
Oh yeah.
Anyway, so it's boiling down there. There's now 7 total levels of damage on it.
Yes, it is now decidedly more intact than you would like, but clearly not enjoying its day. As it turns and is looking desperately for something to reestablish its ability to get a solid grip on the ground beneath it and get back into this fight. And turns and sees, who is this jackass old man that's been hitting me? I'm gonna get him.
Oh, I'm gonna get.
Try me. My defense has been reduced by 1, so it's only 3.
All right. Let's take a look at Withering Attack.
Well, my parry is I guess no.
Your
Yeah, no,
parry should be
it's
4?
4. Should be 4. Yeah.
But your parry is 5, so it is 4 right now.
No, the thing is, I think the parry should be. No, I increased my brawl. That's why. Okay.
Yeah.
No, my parry is 5, so it's 4 now.
All right, it is trying to do a Withering Attack. Oops.
Nice sound.
It gets 2 threshold successes,
Okay.
and
yeah.
immediately has to reckon with Old Man Soak.
Of 18.
Yes. It has a way of reducing Soak, but it is still... I'm not actually sure if that's going to let it... Let's see.
I'm sure
I
it
can-
has a minimum damage.
It has the minimum damage, but I'm seeing if it's going to be going over that. 18... 21... Okay, it is.
I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to spend a willpower to
Okay.
activate another one of my sorceress charms to do blinding the skin's sorry, here it is. Brazen Aegis Rebuke, which reduces the nope, not sorry, it's sorcerer's impervious mantle. That's the one I'm trying to use. Which reduces the reduces the damage of a withering attack by 1, I think, on top of everything else.
So, removes 1 success once the successes are rolled.
Oh wait, no, hold on.
Or-
Sorcerer's Essence surges through your armor skin, reducing the minimum damage of a withering attack by 1. I guess it's actually not relevant here in that case.
Yeah, I do not use that, it does not matter.
Yeah. It could happen if the number was not enough.
Yes. It has clawed its way out of negative initiative, and you take 3 withering damage.
Well, dang.
It just clawed its way to still less initiative than me for this next turn.
And it's still in
Interesting.
deep trouble. That's Old Man goes first.
But before that, I get to throw 1 dice.
Yes.
Aha! You lose 1 unless he's if he's insignificant. He loses 1 initiative.
Which is enough to put him out of the tie between you and Milan, which is extraordinarily relevant.
Ah!
I am in full banner, and I'm next to Old Man. He's technically part of the
Old
party,
Man has
correct?
hardness. Old
I
Man
have
is
hardness. I am A-okay.
Okay, good.
I have 8 hardness. I'm ultra A-okay.
Oh, Striding Meteor should have had a hardness ignore that one. He wouldn't have crashed. Oh well. This is funnier. So,
I also think I'm full banner right now.
how many have you spent? That is...
It is 19. I have spent 17, counting the
You are at full banner. You are at
yeah.
full banner.
because I regen 5.
All right, well, I guess I'm going to cross a range band. Like I see over there the amassed group, which hasn't done anything yet. It seems like.
They seem to be preparing some kind of swooshing, whirling action.
Yeah, so I'm going to go ahead and do a cool flip, I guess,
Okay.
to try and get over here, because I would assume that is.
Yeah, that is falling down 1 and moving 1 range band. So,
Okay, so I guess I'll be taking falling damage if I do that.
you are taking 1 fall range band of fall damage if you do that. But you're
I'm
also
fine with doing that. I think.
you also have Old Man stats, so I don't know if
Yes.
that can actually physically hurt you.
Since it's a short fall, I think it's not that bad.
I think shortfalls don't have automatic damage, and they have a couple of dice to roll.
Yeah, I mean, I'll
I'll double check.
really quick, yeah.
Yeah, where in the core book is falling down?
In the middle of the combat section, of course. I have a
That-
vague memory of where it is.
All right, so while you're doing that, assuming that because I'm only crossing 1, my actual movement is crossing 1 horizontally, and then the falling just happens by virtue of falling.
Okay, so you take, let's see, all damage ignores soak and hardness, actually.
Interesting.
However, you can stunt to justify taking less damage. And you said you did
Would
a
you
cool
like
flip.
me to? Would you? Well, no, not even the cool flip. I've got to think that.
All right, then go
I'm
ahead.
going to go ahead and spend by. I will stunt by spending another charm here.
All right, go ahead.
I'm going to give my weapons the long, the woodcutting claws the long range quality.
So you just extend the Geta all the way down to the ground, so you don't actually take any damage.
Yes.
All right, you avoid all automatic damage, and let's just roll minimal. You take 2 bashing because your legs are jostled pretty hard, but you also don't immediately clonk your head because you fell 30 feet.
It does put me in -1 range, but that's okay.
Yeah.
So that's not that bad of a bad,
Yeah.
honestly. All right. While I'm here, then, I believe I am now.
You are
So
in.
this would be short, the medium range of these, then.
Yes,
right?
you are in medium range of the strange beings.
That is the distance I want to be for Thunderwolf Howl.
All right.
Yeah. Real quick.
Mhm.
Thunderwolf Howl. Within medium range. Yep. Extends out to short range from that point. Okay, so I'm gonna start casting Thunderwolf Howl, and here I'm gonna go ahead and do my per story pissing out of special qualities, I think.
Yep.
First and foremost, gonna do the Gathering Motes roll.
Mm-hmm.
10d10. Oh, come on. Hate that shit. Okay. All right. So, and then I'm gonna give myself the free 5. I think is the idea here. Yeah. So, 2 + 5. So I'm at 7 now. I need to make it up to 15.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to activate the. I need to roll Stamina plus Occult now for my elixir. Which I guess I do have a specialty in Occult in a generating motes, so I guess both of those apply, don't they?
Mm-hmm.
Because it's generating motes in both ways, just one from a different stat. Okay.
Better.
7 + 6. Oh no, I'm 1 off!
Have you used your have you already thrown a willpower into this process?
That's what I'm saying. I'm 1 off
That
if I
is-
if I
With
throw a
willpower, it is.
Old man is charging.
Damn. I am charging. All right, that's my turn. I
Old man
generate
is
13
breathing.
motes.
All right.
All right, Tree Crew.
Lon and Yang.
I
You want to
to
cross counter on this?
Yeah,
nerd?
okay. So time slows down. I am going to think about, like, what if you just hit him with your crossbow? Huh?
If you just hit it with your crossbow.
What if I just hit him with that crossbow? I'm gonna swing for the nuts.
Yeah! All right.
I'm my animation does its like reload thing, and I do a canned face that is contextual with like whoever I'm cross countering with. So I'm just like, Milan, let's get ready. And then we go to the fitty zone, and I hit this dude in the nuts.
Skill
All right.
unlocked.
Yang on with
In a mirror of this,
Melee.
imitating your crossbow with my chalk brim, I am also going for the nuts. As we are mirroring each other's actions.
It's considerably more horrifying, I'm going to point out. One is just like a hammer, the other is a giant circular saw.
Well, I mean, I'm basically like I'm using the big crossbow, so I'm basically pickaxing his nuts.
All right, can I paint a slightly different picture?
Okay,
Sure.
please go on.
Milan threw the chakram first, and then Yang kicked it.
And Milan, Yang just fucking like hits it in the air upwards.
Okay. Here's an idea. Yeah, you throw them a thing, and it has enough backspin where it's just like doing a donut in place, and like Yang just does a stretch and like fucking kicks it directly into this dude's nuts.
Yep. Now-
This is a 3-die stunt. This is me. This fool getting sent to the pity zone.
Now,
is
I
good.
have an idea.
This is proper.
Just because it's the same amount of dice, what if we just roll all those dice at once?
Yes.
So like, what I get 20 d10.
Okay.
How do we do
What?
this?
Okay,
Congratulations
so-
for doing the first
Yeah.
bros move.
Are you both? You're doing both decisives, so that is both of you are rolling 10.
Okay, so
No, you're both rolling 13 because this is a stunt. 3
And
dice.
then
stunt.
D10.
+3 for my aim.
You also gain plus. You both gain 2 willpower back.
So I'll roll first, I guess.
This willpower can go over your maximum.
Yes. So the funny thing is, there's a specific circumstance that I was waiting for the first
Yeah.
time you use the crossbow, especially against this character. This archer was expecting an archer's duel. This
No.
archer has entirely set up this entire encounter expecting, aha, I will lure them into a sniper's duel, and we will have an honorable fight, like Metal Gear Solid 3 against
Shotgun
the
in the
end.
nuts. Ha!
And just come up and you hit him in the balls with a melee weapon with an archery weapon. He has no defense against you, is what I'm saying. You literally are an outside paradigm threat. So
No,
that-
no plans for
This for
shotgun in the
chaos.
your plan is so stupid that the Raksha's concept of reality did not account for it. So
Okay,
now,
yeah,
Milan,
shit.
you roll your attack.
How does it feel to be a better chaos engine than an elf?
Yeah.
All right, so
Yeah.
you both hit. So now you both deal your decisive damage, which you roll your initiative. So that's both that is
Yeah.
10 for you.
When we do it, it's not chaos,
Yank,
it's
Do
nature.
you want to roll 20 dice?
Can I roll 20 dice?
Be my guest and roll my dice. Yeah.
That's good.
All right, I cursory obligatory check of the sheet. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. The elf drops the bow, grabs its crotch, collapses to the ground, still breathing, but unable to move. You are at its exact last -4 penalty box, and it is just giving up.
Sir, you are in a marketplace. There is no
Do you know how
loitering
fucking
here.
rude that was? You could have hurt someone. What's wrong with you?
It
You
is
are not allowed to
it
bring
is
weapons
technically
here.
not dead, but it is going to bleed out from that wound next turn, so I'm removing it now.
I mean, there is still rust in my
Its final
ammo
action
banner.
is to lay there and
It
cry
is getting rust up in
to
there.
Yes.
experience regret.
Obsidian,
We go down to 3 initiative now, right?
Yes.
both of you reset to 3.
So due to the way that I assume, turns take, just continuing this one fluid motion of the block, the hitting with the blunt side of the sword to the neck to just completely disorient it. This would be more familiar for Angler and Repose, but you see Obsidian take that pose that you've seen him practicing the last couple of nights/days,
It's gonna do the move.
and I am attempting a decisive attack.
All right, go right ahead. You roll just your base dexterity melee for this.
Yes.
And it can be boosted.
Yes. So I have a question
Mm-hmm.
on something that says ignores hardness.
That means that it basically hardness is you must punch me this hard to hurt me. You ignore that.
Yeah.
Dope,
Ignoring hardness
dope,
lets you
dope.
force through chip damage.
So he takes this form, and you see the edge of his blade start to heat up as it becomes like white hot. Burning Fury Wreath. Ignore strength divided by 2, rounding up points of hardness, plus 1 additional point for every 10 you roll on your attack.
All right, roll them bones.
And I will combo that with stoking, because I can stoking bonfire.
Yes, you
A
can
decisive-
excellency. And this is not hitting dice cap chat because it's not modifying your roll.
Okay. So decisive attack is 6. That is going to be a plus 7 on that now, because I have hit successfully with Stoking Bonfire twice now.
Yep.
So that will be a 17. Or 13. The other one.
Mhm.
Wait, let me check real quick what the fuck Burning Wreath actually uses. Or Fury Wreath? Fury Wreath. Look at my notes right here. Ba-ba-ba-ba-ba. I just put this in, so I don't think it's anything crazy. It's not. Okay, good. So that is 6 successes. This is an additional 1 point for every 10.
What of horse?
You attacked the horse after it attacked you last time around, correct, Newbie?
Yes.
Okay.
It has -1.
Yeah, the way the initiative has shifted means you're doubling up on it.
Initiative in this game is very weird. I kind of dig it, but it just takes some time to get used to.
Yes. It creates weird advantages as you toy with it.
Yeah, I just hit that water elemental, and now I get to take a nap for the next 45 minutes waiting for my turn to come up.
Alright, so was this the 6
Oh,
a hit?
That is, yeah, sorry, that is enough to hit. Yes.
All right. And then that's roll my initiative, no modifiers, no nothing.
Yes.
Yep.
All right, that is 4 bashing damage.
3.
Three.
Unless you
Three
unless you
bash-
double tens by any special ability you have.
Yeah. You reset to 3 initiative and deal 3 bashing. So yeah, you just hit that joint harder, and there is now a very decided snap as something inside that sounds important has broken.
Oh, don't worry. Whatever. I guess it's a skeleton. I was going to say whatever damage the initial blow did is now cauterized, but I guess it is a skeleton.
So you are.
It's made of metal. The heat made it worse. You're ruining the temper on its spine.
All right.
Now, Ghost Mob.
Freaky.
Well, Ash Mob.
Freaky Ghost Crew. We double check and see their options.
Do they also want to fall down? Feel free if they do.
They're ghosts, right? So that means they're always falling. They just fail to fall.
Yes, actually. Yes, they do. They're able to fly down, and because they are semi-corporeal, they don't take fall damage. And then they just pause, actually. They're like they're waiting. Repose.
Alright, so just to go back here and note, part of the description of paralyzing combustion imbuement is also the sound of ringing bells from the afflicted, just faint jingling. So, the sequence of events. Magma Ape was on the floor. Magma Ape managed to restore its footing and take a swipe at Old Man, and is now thinking like, okay, I'm back in the fight, I'm psyched up and ready to go. I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna get control of my day. Then the camera pulls back a bit. Repose is already immediately behind him with the stick raised in both hands, and then right in time with a ding from the imbuement, back of the head.
Oh,
Clang!
as a quick aside, did the horseman take any damage from my aura on my turn, or is that on his turn?
That is at the end of the full round, is all
Okay.
auras go off.
Alright, so another rotten leaf, and I will throw full excellency into a withering against this guy for a net 5 motes spent. taking the old peripheral essence out to a bunch.
Mm-hmm.
Well, wait, so 9, so 17 modes spent. All right, going loud. And also, so combat movement that doesn't change your distance from someone isn't movement at all. So
Yes.
it should be within the bounds of that I'm going to step to the other side of
that's-
the ape without needing to disengage from it.
Yep.
And then do that. So withering accuracy. Ding.
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 Yeah, that is 5 threshold successes currently.
Alright, so once again, the old base damage of 13 bash. So. So raw of 18.
Mm-hmm.
So its soak is
Its soak is 13. And it has run out of motes mostly to actually boost the stuff. It went hard really early.
alright, because of the boosts I have to overwhelm, that means that I'm still not actually going under my overwhelm here.
Mm-hmm.
So, with 1 auto success, 7 dice. Dang.
Dang. Just falls over like
4.
Nasty Kanasta in a Bugs Bunny cartoon.
Right back into Crash.
And that's me up 10 from that then.
Mm-hmm.
And it cannot act on its next turn while still suffering from horrible burning.
Burnitis, yes.
Yes.
Angler.
Okay, Angler sees that Brother Repose has that thing well in hand. And as Repose plants his staff after taking the action, Angler actually is doing a flying leap and grabs it, spins around, and then kicks that horse on the other leg that didn't get broken by Obsidian Shield, doing a withering attack.
Alright, 1 dice stunt.
Just jump over there.
Mhm.
Yeah, I'll use 2 motes on this attack. Okay. 11 against whatever its dodge is.
Enough. That is 6 threshold successes currently with the overwhelm.
Actually, I forgot to put the stunt in. Okay, it's still just the 11. Okay, so you said 6 threshold successes?
Mm-hmm.
What is its soak again? I've already forgotten.
10, I
10.
believe.
Ugh. That means I've got a 9 here. Okay.
Alright.
9 initiative damage to the horse.
That puts it at -7.
It's
And
negative
in-
17.
Yeah. Well then.
Hello.
The horse literally has its leg just collapse and it falls over onto its side, prone on the ground, as it's trying to prop itself up with the lance. As it looks back over to the shades in front of Old Man. And oh, don't tell me you're also okay. There we go.
Oh, is that good?
I'm trying to think of what actually this thing would say, and it's hard to get into the right pompous level of mindset for like tactic summon kind of quotes.
Because I don't like hearing the Shadow Lord music here.
No, you probably shouldn't. The battle is lost. for us. We will fight on, but you will pay dearly for every drop of blood. May the 74 gifts of mortality leave their scars on you. As it collapses to the ground, the wraiths all raise their arms up at once as a fountain of ash coats the entire battlefield. Everybody roll me stamina integrity.
Well,
All right,
good
it did
news
say
for me.
drop of blood, and I propose is going to very decidedly look over at the burnt and bludgeoned, but not bleeding magma ape.
The water thing that disappeared.
The buzzsaw to the nuts was a lot of blood.
I don't see that blood. I don't know what you're talking about.
That's a 4 on me.
What did you say the roll was again? Stamina integrity?
Yes.
And
What would
let's
you
see.
describe this as?
Okay, let me see here.
As what?
What would you describe this as? Would this count as a poison or disease?
You trying to get out of?
It transcends that label, but sort of. What are you trying to get the benefit of?
When I resisting with stamina plus resistance with living spirit cultivation, I can have my occult as bonus
No.
dice. No? All right.
And
This
I
is-
sure
This
have.
is not working on normal rules.
All right, yeah. So going to look sternly over at the not bleeding ape and give a firm of disapproval, and internally flex. Granite Curtain of Serenity is going to be used by my Anima Hits Bonfire.
Alright, that is 1, 2, 3, 4. And waiting on pose.
All right, so that's a 5.
What do I roll for Stalwart Daughter?
She's fine.
Okay, she's a good horse.
Horse has committed no crime.
She's very fine. So what is Granite Curtain of Serenity?
That's
Or is
the that's
Excellency?
the Integrity Excellency.
Okay.
Yeah, so I just boosted that. That's a 5. Also, the miscellaneous ignores 1 wound, poison, or fatigue penalty, so none of those apply here.
What did I roll? 4?
Yes, you and Angler rolled a 4.
I
Yang
rolled a
rolled a
4.
4.
Is
Okay.
4 good enough?
Alright, so everyone who rolled 4, which is to say Obsidian, Angler, and Yang, stay on their feet but suddenly feel incredibly tired. Like,
Ugh.
just like utterly exhausted.
Well,
Oh.
the only reason I ask is I would, if that's not good enough, I would boost it with a willpower.
All right. I've got one other thing then for you.
Mhm.
I do actually resist attempts to become more tired by reducing the difficulty by 2.
The tiredness is a side effect, but you know what? This is old man. I'll let him have it.
I
It's
use my
boundless
specialty.
endurance.
I'm awake.
Yeah, no, this is specifically the tiredness is not what is actually happening. As I'm going down this list, it will be clearer.
Okay.
Okay.
Though, if old man is getting that benefit, the only person who want below a 4 is repose.
That's a 5 because
No,
the Excellency bought 2
uh,
successes.
Yeah, repose is unaffected. Okay, all
Yes,
of you
I-
feel very tired.
I got a 3.
I will actually say this for old man: in exchange for that benefit happening, ash is beginning to flake up off of your skin.
Oh, that's not good.
The copper is turning to ash and floating away, and it looks identical to the ash these things are made of.
I see. I'm gonna have to do my best to take this out in one blow.
Yes, this fight is now on a time limit.
I see.
Angler,
Oh, cool dude next to me didn't do anything?
It's a fresh
what?
round.
It's a fresh round. Yeah.
All it said was that I was just going to say, hey, 74 gifts of mortality, go do your thing. Okay, cool.
So, is the Skeleton Man dead?
It is basically realized that it is going to die. It is in fairly good health, but it is surrounded by multiple dragon blooded that want it dead.
How
And
much?
it's
how much? damage did it take from the multiple auras around it?
Oh, right, yeah. Roll. I will roll that.
It's what, 3d10?
Yeah. Yes, 3 damage. So it is looking pretty beat up. And it is beginning to there is actually blood beginning to come out of Striding Meteor. From the sheer annihilation of the elements around it. And the paralysis has very firmly set in, and a coup de grace from Angler or Repose is going to kill him.
Angler is going to hold his action until it is Old Man's turn. If Old Man
Repose.
doesn't deal with the Wraith, I will.
Okay, so Horse is right in front of me, and Horse is thoroughly crashed. And
Yes.
Horse still just give a blurb about 74 gifts of mortality over there. So Repose will just kind of ominously slide forward to right under his chin. Look up. Death has only one gift. Peace. And uppercut. Let us decide this with Cleansing Flame.
Alright, is this withering or decisive?
This is decisive. This is for all the aggravation.
Go for it.
It's very rustled right now in terms of defense penalties, yes?
Yes, it is in -7 initiative. It is very not having a good day.
Alright, so just making sure to go and check on prices of things again. Oh yeah, Cleansing Flame is very inexpensive. So I'll just go ahead and boost this by 2 with the old Excellency so that I'm just net not spending anything this round. There's that hit.
Yeah, that hits.
And so I add 1 die to my damage. I ignore 2 points of hardness. And against a creature of darkness, this is aggravated and doubles 10s.
Mm-hmm.
Six.
Combined with that earlier, dead. Narrate dead.
Well, just kind of in one clean swipe, starting from where the heart of the horse should be, on up through the heart of the human part of it, on up into the head, just melting through the iron, getting a grip on the skull, and just peace, crunch.
And it just collapses into, as it is falling apart, very clearly not actually iron. It is, again, this is a Fey entity. It can't be iron.
It's
It's
pretend
something
metal.
that looked at iron. It is basically scrap slag that is melting to pieces.
Reset to 4.
Draws.
Mm-hmm. Old man.
Old man backs up a little bit. You know, just a touch.
A little bit.
Just a little, like a tad, that's all.
From the chorus of screaming ashen ghosts.
Even old man is frightened.
Not tremendously frightened, just actually getting out of the way of hurting myself with my own spell. Alright. I'm going to do one final act of doing the moves. The hand motions are in, and a final like breathing out with peaceful refrain before pulling both hands back. Good enough, doesn't matter. I only needed 2 more.
Yep, you're good.
Pulled both hands back, and then a resounding clap right towards them, which, you know, causes the sound to intensify, becoming intensely, ridiculously loud, and so on.
The entire forest screams.
That's fair.
Like, the whole, every piece of wood under you shudders at once as the clap goes out. As the phantoms try to rush forwards towards you through the Thunderwolf howl. As it hits them, so exactly how does this resolve again for damage?
Okay, so characters caught within it roll stamina plus resistance at a difficulty of 5, and battle groups suffer a penalty of their size.
Right. Okay. So it is rolling garbage.
Because I'm assuming there's a lot here. Yes, that is
Yes.
a failure. Characters who fail suffer base decisive damage of essence, bashing, ignoring hardness, which is in this case 2.
2.
And I divide my initiative evenly among them, rounding up. Determine
It's
the
one
total
entity,
damage
so
against them.
that just slams all of it into them.
So that
And
is.
it's not rolled. It just does
It
that
just
amount
deals
of damage.
13 decisive.
I suppose so, yeah. Because normal.
Yeah.
Poof. I don't have to determine. Oh no, sorry. Determine the total damage rolled against them. Sorry. No, I do actually roll it.
Okay. So that is 13 plus 3.
Plus 2 base, which automatically happens.
Yeah. Okay. So yeah, 13 and then two successes.
All right, so there is going to be an additional 6 damage on top of that. So 8 decisive damage happening to the entire battle group.
All right. Many of the specters within it immediately burst into more ash, which scatters into the air as they recoil and clutch their heads, almost as if like they realize that they should. It doesn't seem like they have to, but it is what is going on as this entire forest is beginning to writhe and scream as their ash is just coating every surface.
So
But they're
funnily
still-
enough, there is one thing, because I didn't roll any 10s on the damage roll, they don't suffer a crippling penalty attached
yeah.
to failing there.
Angler was waiting to do something before Old Man acted, so do you
Well,
want
no,
to
I
act?
was waiting until after Old Man attacked in case he did not finish. So
So,
Angler sees the thunder clap happen and the ghosts are reeling, and he is going to take a step back and then take a running swan dive off. And as he gets towards the ghosts, he, for color, is going to headbutt whatever the lead ghost is in the head. In reality, he's doing a flip and using his legs, but he is using the Falcon's Descent headbutt attack.
there is no lead ghost, but
Well, he's headbutting a ghost.
yeah.
Listen,
one and
God gives you the chance to
Headbutt
headbutt a
ghost
ghost,
is
you
to
take
assert
it.
dominance.
Yeah. Headbutt the ghost.
So, let's see.
You finally got a handle on the timing there, huh, Angler?
Yes, I saw what you were going to do, and I learned. 9 to hit. This is decisive attack.
Okay.
Doesn't matter on threshold. I'm guessing that hits.
Yes.
Okay. It takes. Hold on a second.
And to remind that decisive damage does interact with battle group slightly differently. I'm just No, it is better, but it is just not directly.
Only 6 damage actually, because I'm still in centipede form.
Okay, it deals extra success damage based on how many dice you're rolling, so it is still a better option for you to do.
Okay.
So you rolled 5 damage.
I rolled 5, but I get a bonus because I am in centipede form. I double 10s.
Okay, so that is 6 damage plus. Alright, it is actually able to scatter down to size 2, and it will make a morale check. And.
Oh, wait, no, I used him bonus for that. Okay.
And adding a difficulty modifier. No, they're out. They literally discorporate into more ash, and the ones that are maintaining their form just flee down the branches deeper into the tree and into the dark. And
We out.
yeah, they're just gone as the ash hangs heavy in the air. And I'm not making rolls happen to just put Spice Man out of his misery. So that is the end of Combat 1.
Stalwart daughter does it. Just
I
one
will
horse.
put forward that we don't land a coup de grace on Spice Man. Repose said that he would wait his turn, and he's going to wait his turn and just sit there slowly burning to death.
All right, yeah. So he's still dead, but he's slowly just cooked.
He's still dead,
Yeah,
but we're walking away as he melts back
paralyzed
into
and
ash.
unable to scream.
That's
in
pretty
rage.
cold.
Yes.
Yoink.
All right. Everybody make a note of what your motes are at now, because they are no longer regenerating at hyperspeed.
I'm at max.
Very
I am,
efficient.
Right
I
there
think
on
I'm down
screen.
one.
I didn't spend any motes in that last round.
Yeah, so
I'm at 16.
different post-it note.
It is unfortunate that I did not get a turn before that combat ended.
You regain the motes at the top of the round.
Yep.
Yeah. And let's be honest, even if the battle would have ended right there, you would have cycled around to, yeah, we're not going to deal with that guy.
Yes.
Alright.
It is.
Then I'm at 21.
I am at. I have 14 left. The ones I would need to spend a willpower to attain.
8 personal, 4 peripheral.
3 personal, 31 peripheral.
As an aside,
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
I feel like
Yeah.
as the people that spent the most time in the probably the like the capital city to an extent.
Mm-hmm.
Nah, I'm not gonna break up the flow of things. Leave it at
No,
that.
this is a breather moment for right now.
Don't worry about it.
Okay. So, speaking of
Am I
breather
still-
moments, after
Am I What's my ash status, by the way?
still flaking.
Mm-hmm.
Someone clean old man.
Upsetting.
I'm gonna go stand by old man to.
Still flaking.
Mm.
Can I
Not
roll
particularly upset her about this, just a little bit.
can I roll a medicine check about this?
Yes, you can. Difficulty 6.
We should wrap this up as soon as possible. Otherwise, we will remain here for the rest of non-time.
I'm going to offer up.
You can hit that with willpower.
I'll offer
Yeah,
up
you can
a
have
cold
one.
side opinion about this.
Mm-hmm.
Let's get some angles on this subject.
All right, medicine and occult rolls.
All right. I'm going to go with the occult one first, because that tips the hand a little less. Those weren't undead. Those were
Obviously.
categorically extremely not the undead. They could have fear and they could flee. And yet, as just evidenced by Milan jumping down to Old Man, and also all the presence of the rust gas bomb and your own innate ways of treating yourselves, the stuff they're made of isn't reacting at all to iron, period. They're not Fae.
Huh.
They're not from the wild. They are neither the dead nor the Fae, yet they still registered as a creature of darkness on Doomoid Vision.
That's weird.
All right, so the follow-up question that I would bake into this, so some manner of, so the ash is Doomoid.
The entire, like, as everything is hanging in the air, it is, the sun hates this.
Yes. So the fallback that I would propose on the back of this is, as an emergency measure, could I paralyzing combustion just kind of chemotherapy this out of Old Man? Because
Maybe.
against a non-Doomoid, paralyzing combustion is relatively harmless. It just causes the -1 wound penalty.
You don't know how that... It would probably do something, you don't know what. You have no idea what this is.
All right, let's
What
get the
about the
medical
medicine roll?
opinion.
There is something really unsettling and twisting in your gut as you're watching the ash around you. It's like watching germs move at 1,000 times size.
Hey, gang. Is the ash sentient?
Everyone stand in my wind bubble, please.
The wind bubble is literally doing nothing to stop it.
Oh, that's not good.
How is
What
it
about the
interacting with the
anima
various
banners?
flavors of bonfire?
Yeah, that's exactly what I was asking.
Ignoring all of them.
What about the area where the rust grenade went off?
Ignoring it.
Does
We
that have
need to-
unas-
we need
is
to
this
get out of-
unaspected?
We leave
We need to get
now.
moving.
We need to
go.
leave now.
We
Hold
need
on,
to
no,
go.
I want to.
Right
Hold on, I'm
now.
documenting this. This is so fascinating.
On the horse, Yang.
No.
Gang, I love you. I want you not to die.
Fine.
Yang,
Yeah.
I want you to know, I am not your dad. But if I was your dad, I'd be super proud of how you dealt with that elf.
Kicking him in the nuts.
You damn right. You went for the weak spot.
That's my purse. I don't
Stern.
know you.
Stern approving nod.
Huh, that's what martial arts is. That's not as hard as I thought it was.
Whoop.
I'm
So-
gonna now that all the other things have been had. I'm gonna do this one separate though.
Somewhere a Dionist like recoils at just a dragon blood being like, oh, martial arts ain't hard. You just gotta kick him in the nuts.
Killing a person ain't no big deal.
And Immaculate just. Hesseltail Hazar gets a nosebleed and doesn't know
No,
why.
I'm having the nosebleed. What are you talking about? Yeah, it's so easy. That was not what I was trying to. Never mind. Never mind. Let's just go.
I'm gonna, like I said, I'm gonna do one other separate thing here.
Go ahead.
Old man knows his body very, very, very well. Exactly
Yes, I
what
know.
is the ash flaking off of him doing to him? Aside from it solely eating away his flesh.
Oh, wait.
Roll both intelligence in medicine and intelligence occult.
All right, well, that's okay then. My medicine's actually a lot worse than my occult.
Yeah, it's for the varieties of information you get for your own personal perspective.
I've got the -1 attached to this because, you know. Well, yeah, all right. Well, I get the medicine better this for once.
This is because, occult-wise, you've never seen anything like this.
Mhm.
It should be reacting to something. The elements are here. The pure elements are here. The things that make up reality are here. And it is in the wild where those rules don't always apply, but the strongest embodiments of them are here. And it doesn't care. It's
Mhm.
not, it's just moving through it and past it and above it, uncaring. Medicinally, you're feeling quite uncomfortably familiar. To a certain day, you woke up in an alley, very slowly.
Oh, that's not good. Interesting.
As the ash is flaking away, you can feel your elixirs leaving you with it.
That's not good. All right.
Oh.
We move now.
On the road, we go.
Yeah, I was making a search around check. Do I need to roll for the
No.
fastest way forward? Okay.
No,
It is
as long as
the
you are
bottom right of
going,
this map is the exit. So
as long as you are going forward, that is all that matters. Doesn't matter which direction you're going, as long as you are going to your
Note
destination.
to Yang. Get a blood sample from old man.
And so, as we leave, can I establish a fact about something?
sure. Well, what are you trying to establish?
So, with all these anima banners flying around here, it's making like little tiny chip marks and eating away at the tree beneath us,
Mhm.
revealing tiny bits of cobblestone that will then, as we leave, get regrown over by the.
Yes, actually, you preempted me, so I'm not making you roll on that.
Aha!
You guessed a plot point in advance. You get the no prize.
Woohoo!
This, while heavily distorted, is still.
What was once there?
Yep,
This was once a town.
and it was in fact a road.
All right. So
Its
the next
underlying nature has yet to dissolve.
the next transition is down and through and down and down. As you begin to continue to walk, time again, during the transition period, time sort of slips away and doesn't quite have the same grip as it does in creation, where you can easily track the hours by the sun in the sky, or the shadows on the ground, or simply your internal clock going, hey, I'm hungry, actually. It just sort of turns into an endless series of one moment flowing into the next, into the next, into the next. And for a moment that you don't realize until after it has passed and you are shocked back to your senses, you feel almost as if you were going to get caught in that loop again of goalless wandering, of what am I doing, of wandering forever, until a light on the horizon begins to shine. And as you approach that light, you realize that it is a fire. As you approach that fire, you see a man somewhere in his 30s, with a long top knot, now down to about his knees, kneeling before the pyre, with the body of his tutor upon the pyre, burning to cinders.
So, is there an effective number of hours that one conceptual move felt like?
Your motes are not regenerating.
We have both spent a day walking and then arrived here around the next corner.
No, that on its own is peculiar.
I'm going to reiterate, your motes are not regenerating.
The wild, for all its sins, is a font of energy and creation.
I'm also going to reiterate, the further down you go, the more ash is in the air.
Just
There is-
generic wild should still be refreshing because we are still alive.
There's something else going on, something different.
This is some manner of dead wild.
This is something built to fight us.
The smoke rising from the illusory pyre creates its own ashes that rise and mingle with the ashes in the air. And in that smoke, it begins to clear. And there standing in it is Oak, as he was at the end of his apprenticeship. Staring, empty-hearted, knowing that his master bid him well, knowing that he should hold no grief in his heart, and yet unable to let it go. Dedicating himself to his studies, yet unable to follow through with them. Something nagging at the back of his head. What did I do? Is there something that I don't know? It succeeded, yes? Then why do I feel so unfulfilled? Why have I gotten no closer? As these thoughts ring around, a figure emerges from the haze behind him, shimmering like a heat wave mirage. Completely indistinct from the level of distortion, beyond a pale purple light, unidentifiable in any other form of build, a face, a voice. As it approaches, he turns, and the figures vanish again, and a purple light shines down further on the path, beckoning you forward. Would there be
Someone
reactions?
should read intentions on the environment.
Oh, right, that's me.
Someone who's
Yeah.
good at that.
Hold up.
While that's going on, old man's going to put his hands on his hips, slowly being eaten away to turn into ash, and goes, "For someone so focused on continuing through its existence as a narrative, it sure is awfully focused on the past." There's only so much flashbacks that are narratively interesting, he says out loud to the realm.
Sorry, I cannot remember a charm for the life of me, so I constantly always have to look stuff up. Alright. Yeah, I'm gonna roll charisma socialize with a loyalty reading meditation. Meditation? Is that right? Is it meditation?
Yeah.
Meditation.
Meditation, maybe.
Four successes all around.
4, but I am also lowering any defenses
Oh,
that
yes.
it might have. I'm gonna use my personal on that one.
Your presence is causing this place pain.
Good.
But why? Do I not get any of that?
Is it our presence or one person's presence?
Turn and look and see for yourself.
Sifu,
Yes?
you're killing this place.
That would appear to be the case, yes.
Good work.
Good.
I don't think it's particularly good work myself. Because I think it's also killing me.
There was a time when I jokingly said good, but you know what? We should probably stop that.
Sifu,
Yes?
are you alive?
Yeah, actually, are you alive? Do you even have blood? What's
Old
in
man
there?
puts a like his hands to his chin, and he kind of like scratches a little bit, leaving behind a black ashen stain upon his beard as he like rubs off his own thumb onto his beard. I do believe I am, for most intents and purposes, alive.
Have you died once?
I should mention that
See,
it's
that's
also
a complicated question.
Has your heart stopped beating for more than 3 minutes?
My original heart, yes.
Okay, see, that's all I needed to know, buddy. Wait, is
I
this
should
your
also
original
mention
body?
that is the first question Milan has ever asked Old Man.
Mhm.
Hey, I have a theory.
Hey, old man.
Yes, Obsidian Shield.
Were you the body that was burned?
Old man just nods at you. He doesn't actually say a word.
Are
Like
we
nods
now-
how?
He nods, as in, like, he physically moves his head up and down at you.
Like nods, yes.
He's nodding
yes.
approval. All right, so general environment-wise, are we now closer to the tree? Is there any?
You
is
are
there any
actually
for a tree?
inside of a trunk.
All right, we have entered tree.
Hey, old man, before we enter the thing, can I ask one more question?
I'm not going to be able to stop you, so go ahead.
Whose soul's in that vessel currently? And I tap you. I'm talking about you.
I am who I am.
Did you start in this one?
No.
Okay, interesting.
Sifu, what's your
This
name?
this is more than one. I've already told you before, I don't have one.
What was your name?
Hi. Old man shakes his head and looks actually very intensely at Beneath Milan. It is the most serious you've ever seen him. There's good reasons for why I do not answer that question. You see, what I am now, who I am now, just gestures to himself and like grabs at his skin and pulls it out like off of his body and stuff a little bit. It's showing that it's like old and decrepit and not healthy in any way. This was all a mistake. I made a mistake. Me and my old apprentice, we botched a ritual.
Did you ever actually have an apprentice, or were you the apprentice?
I had an apprentice.
He is the teacher. He's turning to ash because he's turning back to what he was burned.
You see, you see.
Milan's going to get a panicked look on his face and go, "We need to start moving now, otherwise we will be stuck
Yes.
here."
Very firm.
we all
hand
do.
on
You're
the
going
this
to-
control.
conversation,
you are
Repose
going-
has been
hold on.
sharpening his hand on the wall.
If you're going to move on, and you're going to ask me this question, you're going to get the full story first before you move on. That is an order as your teacher, Milan.
I give a nod.
Me and Oak, we had an excellent idea, and it was one that should have worked. And I'm pretty sure if I did it again, there's a good chance that it would work. Although the more time I spend here, and with everything going on, I become less and less convinced that that is true. My attachments to everyone around me, and everything around me, and the things that I do, I'm pretty sure are what caused that ritual to fail. My spirit was still bound to my body, but separate from it. And I could not leave my corpse. I was stuck until Oak burned my body. In which case I was set free somewhat. And by being set free, I was able to find another. A beggar that had died just recently. From malnourishment, I believe. He was very, very, very sick. So I just took up some... you could say I decided to squat in it. And here I am now.
That's medically remarkable.
Medicine has nothing to do with it. This was pure sorcery.
A final question. You can be as brief as you want. Before we move on, what does the elixir do then?
Oh, that keeps me young. You see, I moved into this body as it is right now, about 40 years
That's
ago.
your idea of young?
No, hold on. This body looks the same as it did about 40 years ago, minus a little bit of burning. I would say my elixirs do wonderful work.
Fair enough.
Old man has never set off the doom sense.
Nope.
And as a joke, I decided to write down in the calendar, actually just a couple days ago.
Yes.
Two birthdays.
birthdays
for
Yep.
old
Man.
Yep.
Yes. This is why.
As they are having this conversation, I am going to use, God, I'm already blanking on the charm. The charm to see if anyone is watching us right now. Observer awareness method.
Error. Entirety of universe watching.
Okay, I have a nosebleed.
We are
Continue
inside of
listening.
a living space. Also,
And if there are no more questions, then I'm fine to move on at this
the repose, also creepily lurching and popping over here to be near old man. Give him a bit of a reassuring tap on the shoe.
Mm-hmm.
I have no grievance with you, Elder. Take that as you will. I believe your transplant was a success.
It may not have been the intention, but it did in fact seem to be a success, yes. I think it should be obvious that my goal was transcendence, rather than... I guess you'd call this a lateral movement. As he puts the hands back on his hips.
Reincarnation?
You could call it that, I guess.
And we walk.
And we move on.
And we move on.
Let me double check something.
Would love to inquire more into Old Man at a later date where he isn't melting away.
Yes, when we are not in pain zone.
Ashing
Oddly
away.
enough, after that discussion, the travel is very clear-headed. There is a direct path that is very just apparent to you as soon as you look, as clear as day.
I can keep track of the seconds in my head.
The confusion is beginning to fade, and the ash coming from Old Man is kind of cut down to a trickle somewhat. It is still slowly ticking away, second by second. But
Oh, look at that. The realm only eats pieces of shit. And look at that. Since you went down a few notches. Good for you.
soon,
Old Man gives him gives Yang like a big old slap on the back, which, given that it's coming from a hand made of copper that does in fact do lethal damage if I want it to, hurts a lot.
Yeah.
But at the same time, it is being done by an old man. Take that as you will.
as you approach the inside of the tree, there's a sensation of dreamlike transition. As when you approach the inside tree trunk, you are now at the bottom of the tree, inside of the tree. As the roots are uncaged above you and all around you in a hollow. Let me just get the pointer. This right here is the ruins of a windmill wrapped in roots, crushed to pieces. Here is a silo. There is a house. The village is much more apparent here now, and the violent eruption of this tree from this focus point, this well in the middle. It just seems to go on and on and on, deeper than anything should ever be. And here, that purple light hovers with Oak.
I
As
think
Oak.
roll 20 has crashed for me, and refreshing did not work.
It's still visible for me, and it's still showing you as in there.
I'm stuck on my cursor's broken. I'm gonna close and reopen the window.
So, the light hovers in front of, well, the haze. The figure, the illusion, hangs in front of Oak as he is pacing back and forth. You see, the ritual did succeed. A voice comes from the light. But there were unforeseen consequences. Your master did transcend, but upon reaching heaven found that the gods had no place for a mortal with higher expectation, and was cast back down. Following his teachings will bring you to nothing but ruin. What you need is power.
Hey, you seek the power?
That is all that they will respect. If you wish to claim your place as an immortal, you will have to defend it. And I can provide you the means.
Hey, who's this sound like? Who's this sound like?
Was that you activating your powerful super mode?
That was me realizing something!
What are you realizing?
Hey, who sent this letter to our enemy? Maybe it was Oak.
Why don't you ask him?
The light
That was me, Bradway, realizing. Oh, hey, I think Ruby Tyrant might be involved in this.
No.
And
Could Satan be involved in Satan times?
And
The next thing is either going to be the next major plot flashback or the next major fight, and the next major fight is going to be long. So I think I might just end it on a cliffhanger here to be a
Please do.
bastard, if you're
Yeah.
all fine with that.
Yep.
Yeah, it's been 4 hours.
Next time, tree.
Next time, the next fight. More plot.
Oh shit! I'm a narrative character now.
Oh no, I need to engage! I can't keep evading the history! Dang
Old man has dialogue and a backstory.
Old man exists outside of just a punchline.
Impossible.
Doc,
Right
what are
there.
you gonna do?
Next time.